Y'all, man, 2 Cents be on point. She be on point, bro.
Appreciate it.
Nah,
Appreciate
it.
We
talking facts. Like, you the first one to say it.
Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 Cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's live, we will be talking about random things that just happened throughout the week this week in boxing. You know, this is the boxing talk show. Everybody just come in, put in the chat what's on their mind, or hop on the panel and say what's on their mind, and we just talk about boxing wherever the conversation takes us. But if you want to come back Sunday from 5 to 7 p.m., that'll be my more quote unquote formal show, where we pick out some particular topics and take a deep dive into those. And I give my 2 cents, and I definitely want to hear what your 2 cents is about. All right, let's see who we got in the building. What's going on? We got All Things in the building. What up, All Things? Cal Coolett. What up, Cal Coolett? Mr. Boxing Fanatic. Salute to one of the real doing this boxing talk. Keep grinding, Queen. Appreciate it. We got Cash Crypto in the building. He say 2 cents. What up? We got All Things. We got they got a Crash Crypto. Let's see who else we got. We got B Dog. What up, B Dog? We got Zach B. And we got All Things with the first super chat on the channel. Shout out to All Things for making the first super chat on the channel. Appreciate that. I have currently reached my first level of monetization here on YouTube. So I want to give a shout out and a special thank you to all of my subscribers, all the 2 centers out there, all the people that like to come over here and hear my 2 cents and share their 2 cents, dialogue, debate, whatever you want to call it. Thank you so much. I really, really, truly appreciate it. Always be sure to punch to support the channel. If you cannot monetarily support the channel with super chats or cash apps, the least you could do is punch that like and subscribe button and let me know and drop it below and join the conversation as we go throughout the video tonight. Shout out to all things. I appreciate it. We got Supreme Cam in the building. What's going on, Supreme Cam? Shell in the building. What up, Shell? Big Block. What up, Big Block? Make sure you punch that like and subscribe button. Make sure you punch that like and subscribe button. As I'm going through, hollering at everybody, y'all could drop some links in the chat, some topics in the chat. What's on y'all mind tonight as far as boxing talk goes? I guess the biggest topic of today is the fight is canceled. The fight is canceled. PBC is officially out of money. Boxing Hacker in the building. What's going on? Mr. Gregory Quarterbomb in the building. What's going on, Mr. Greg? Let's see. Mr. Boxing Fanatic says, 2 cent. What's up with this Tank fight cancellations? I heard it was venue issues, but people saying it's money. Let me run down this real quick. Let me see and get on this. If I comment in a chat on a channel and no one replies, they normally do in other platforms. Does that mean I'm blocked? Yeah, I think so. If nobody can see your chats. Boxing Hacker in the super chat with the $5 holler. Thank you, Boxing Hacker. Thank you. I appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Thank you for your $5 donation to the channel. It means a lot to me. My second official super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm always thankful for all of the 2 centers that help support the channel. Cash Crypto say, Shell, you ain't blocked. We see you. Oh, you thought you was blocked in my chat, or you was asking about somebody else's chat? Because nobody don't be blocking nobody over here. Boxing Hacker, why you thought you was blocked? Nobody don't be blocking nobody over here. If somebody doing something, bring it to my attention so I can review it and see if they need to be up out of here. Sources says Tank is ducking a guy named Roach. Laugh out loud. Oh, now Tank ducking him? Come on, y'all. I don't know what I did. I don't know either. Says laugh out loud, or they just skipping over you, fam. Or they just not trying to hear what you got to say. That's all. Oh, I don't know. You're going to have to go to KO channel and probably hit the panel and ask him about it. No, Boxing Hacker. He is not ducking Lamont Roach, who is a good fighter. Says Shell, probably a Haney fan, blocked you. So, who said something I said I was going to get back to? I think we're going to get started tonight with Mr. Boxing Fanatic. He say, hey, 2 cent, what's up with this Tank cancellations? I heard it was a venue issue, but people saying it's money. All right. So as I'm going through this, if there's some things I need to add, let me know and drop it below in the chat so I can put it up on the screen. So from my understanding, Tank Davis fight has been canceled because he doesn't want to take a $3 million guarantee. He was supposed to get an $8 million guarantee. Now, listen, I don't know. I wasn't there. But this is the word on the YouTube streets. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just giving you what I heard, and we're gonna give our 2 cents about it. If y'all heard something different, you let me know. So that's the first thing I heard. Then I heard Amazon and PBC are having problems, and Amazon don't want to fund the event or something of that nature. And then I heard, well, it's a venue issue. You know, I was thinking they wanted to have a fight in the Toyota Center, and maybe they're having an issue with that location. So they was thinking about they may have to move the fight till January because they was having an issue with the location. And now recently somebody just put in that Tank decided to duck Roach all of a sudden. So I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know how true any of those things are. But to give my 2 cents, if I had to pick one of those scenarios, I would say one, I would pick venue issue, because if they're trying to come down here and get the Toyota Center, it's not just that easy to get the Toyota Center. There's always things going on in the Toyota Center. It's basketball season right now in the Toyota Center. So it is always things going on around the city. Because we have things popping down here. So you're not just finna come out here and think you're about to secure a big venue on short notice or whatever the case may be. Because I believe his last fight was supposed to be here, but he wasn't able to get it because Megan Thee Stallion was having a concert. So he wasn't able to get the venue that he was trying to get. So I believe that could be an issue. I also believe that this might not even be true. I mean, we don't even know how true this is. It could just be a rumor that got started. And it seems like a pattern with the Tank fights. You feel what I'm saying? Because didn't Mayweather put up a post saying his last fight was canceled? Wasn't Tank last fight canceled? So I don't know if y'all are starting to see this, but it's a pattern every Tank fight. Like, it's a pattern every Tank fight. Y'all say he ain't gonna fight somebody. Y'all, it's every whatever perspective and angle you can take to point out something negative or bad that Tank is doing. My opinion, just to give my 2 cents, it almost seems like that's what y'all are doing. And it's not, that's what people are doing. It's not even like, okay, well, this is the first time this happened. I mean, just compare the similarities from the Frank Martin fight to this fight. Okay, first they were saying he wouldn't fight Frank Martin, and then he wouldn't fight Frank Martin. He ain't gonna fight a slick black fighter. Woo, 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 woo. Frank Martin shouldn't have ducked Shakur. So Frank Martin was good enough to fight Shakur. He was good enough for y'all to say he was so good and such a slick black fighter that originally y'all thought that Tank wasn't even going to fight him. So when Tank decided to fight him, what did you do? When Tank decided to fight him, he a prospect. He ain't ready. He ain't got the skill level. Okay, boom. Same thing with Lamar Roach. He ain't good. His skill level, his this, his that. Melvin Air Podcast, what's going on? Joshua Loden, how you doing tonight? Who else we got in the building? Ann McQueen, what up, Ann McQueen? Who else done slid in here? We got Big Dre in the building. Well, we got Rollo Green in the building. What up, Rollo? So, shout out to everybody that just hopped in the building. Please be sure to punch that like and subscribe button if you're new here. And if you would like to donate and help support the channel, you could hit the Cash App or you could hit the Super Chat. So let me go on. I'm gonna drop the link in a second because I want y'all to come up here and dialogue with me. But I just want to get these thoughts out real quick. The similarity. So don't like the opponent, not skilled or not good enough. Even though I just pointed out in the Frank Martin fight, people saying he wouldn't fight him, but he fought him anyway. Boom. Then we had some debacle about who he should have fought, who he could have fought, why he fighting this person available, why he ain't sending him no contract. That happened last fight. That happened this fight. Then Mayweather put up, said his fight was canceled. People was posting that the fight canceled, saying the fight canceled. That happened last fight. That happened this fight. Then, not to mention, you got all of the channels with the opinion that Tank is this and Tank is that, and they're all, spreading their opinion about however they feel about Tank. But it's like, whatever. It's like, what's the next step? What's the next step? What's the next play? What's the next play? And it's the same play over and over. It's the same thing. So I can guarantee this live is going to stay on my channel. After this fight, when Tank have another fight, it's going to be the same cycle of events on repeat. And it's weird to me. It's weird to me because no matter what happens, it's no matter what happens. Like, you was literally saying he ain't gonna fight Frank Martin because he don't fight slick black fighters. And then when he decided to fight him, that whole narrative changed to he only got this many fights, he a prospect, he this, he that. The whole thing changed. Soon as he fought the fighter y'all said he wasn't going to fight. And it's so weird. Like, it's weird. Like, I get it. You don't want to see the fight, right? Cool. I don't want to see that fight. I think it's stupid. You come on here, you make a video about it, get your 2 cents, tell how you feel about it. But you want to talk about how terrible the fight is every single day. Every single day. So we went from saying the fight so horrible, the fight so terrible, why he ain't fight this person, why he ain't fight that person. He don't ever try to make tough fights, when the reason why he fighting Lamont Roach is because Lomachenko didn't want to fight him. I don't understand how people sit and be like, oh, he ain't never won none of the tough fights, but he just tried to make the fight with Lomachenko. Like, how are you overlooking that? And I feel like it's a lot of facts and things that be overlooked. I meant to put this video up of when I was on my live, I think maybe a week or two ago, and I was saying he didn't Doug Loma. I need to put that up because that's constantly a debate back and forth, no matter what proof or anything you show. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments because I'm just up here rambling. Let's see who we got. Okay. Bye. Somebody say if I comment. Oh, that's way too. Hold on. I went too high in my comment section. So yeah. So I don't know. I really don't know. Like, if you don't, it's just that simple. Like, if you, I hear a lot of people say, I'm paying for it, this and that. Like, you have the option. Like, you don't have to buy the fight. It's not like they sending armed guards to your door, making you buy the fight. If you're not interested in the fight and you feel it's a weak fight, then just don't watch it. Why do you have to convince other people that they don't want to see it too? It's not like you just saying you don't want to watch it for whatever reason. You trying to convince other people they don't want to watch it either. Somebody say Frank was the shit up until Tank knocked him out. Interesting. Somebody say, how I get $3 million for 36 minutes. All right. Joshua say facts 2 cents. Loudon 2 cents. Loudon. Oh, that's how you say it. Everyone gets it wrong. Loudon. It says shit. Blue Blood Hayden Nash went on a damn campaign line saying Tank didn't want $3 million taken about his sources or the people with PBC, which I know a damn lie. Listen, I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know what Blue Blood sources are, nothing like that. But I'm just saying, you know how I do. I like to go around the YouTube streets, hear this perspective, hear that perspective, and then just kind of, give my 2 cents about what I hear about what's going on. But like I was saying, if I have to pick one about the fight being rescheduled or moved back, I would say it's a venue issue. I wouldn't think my 2 cents that it's necessarily a money issue because he's under a contract. So I don't know if you supposed to pay me a certain amount of money under a contract. I don't even know what would give you the, if you're supposed to pay me 8 million under a contract, I don't know what would give you the audacity to try to say you're gonna pay me 3 million. So to me, that just doesn't make any sense. But I don't know for sure. I'm just giving my 2 cents. But if I had to, just kind of sit and logically think about the situations that I've heard about today, the venue situation, I'll be like, cool. They want him to take this money instead of this money. I don't know about that because there's a contract involved, and you're not just about to pay somebody less millions of dollars when there's contracts involved. And what was the other one I said? The PBC out of money. I mean, the PBC been going broke since they started, so I always kind of always put that option as last on the list, even if I put it on the list, because it doesn't. And this also happens every PBC fight. If y'all haven't noticed the difference, they're not gonna be able to make the fight. They don't got the money. They can't put the money in escrow. They can't pay the fighter. Every single fight, y'all. Every single fight with their big fighters. They do it with Canelo. They do it with Tank. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't be doing this with the other fighters all the time. But when it's a big fight coming up, when the PBC is about to put on a big event, this is what they do. They just start making up stuff. And I want y'all and I'm not saying that because I'm no type of bias or nothing like that, but it's because I've watched the pattern. I want y'all to start from right now, from this fight. I'm about to drop the link, but I want y'all to start from right now in this fight. Put a note in your phone, write it down. Just get on the YouTube and make a private video about it and say this. So when it happens again, you can come back and see what you said, and you can see it. You're going to see it happening and falling out in the same order. It's going to be the same play. It's going to be the same exact play. It's going to be the same exact complaints. The PBC going to be broke. They're not going to be able to pay the fighters. They don't have a network. It's going to be something with PBC. Amazon and PBC ain't got the greatest relationship. Amazon thinking about pulling out of boxing. We probably gonna hear that the next however long PBC is with Amazon. That Amazon not happy. They gonna always want to break up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just watch and see. Just pay attention. Pay attention. The PBC hasn't been doing well since they started. With not one single network. They put all the networks out of business and just move on to the next network with this horrible reputation of losing people money. They failed and lost money all the way up to getting a deal with Amazon Prime. The link is in the chat if anybody want to hop up here and get a 2 cents. The PBC is out of money narrative is hilarious. How can you be connected to Amazon Prime and have money issues? Make that make sense. Though, did y'all see Oscar's clap back Thursday? Where he said, y'all, this took, hold on, let me get through y'all comments, because I can't believe Oscar said this. I cannot believe Oscar let this come out his mouth. And I realized, I always kind of knew this, but what I've really, really realized seeing it done on like a smaller scale, as far as YouTube and stuff like that, you just gotta say something, right? You just gotta say something. It don't gotta be, I don't want to necessarily say true, because everybody on here is sharing and giving their opinion, but you could say something that is not a blatant, accurate statement or a logical statement, and you just making it up, or it's like sensationalism, and it'll spread, and like it'll be so difficult to rein that in and wrap it up with some logic and get people to see how this really doesn't make sense. That is crazy to me. It's very interesting to watch. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. She'll say, didn't PBC just do good numbers with Canelo? Yes, they did. More than just Loma. A few boxes didn't take the fight. Yeah, a few boxes didn't take the fight. They don't ever want to talk about that though. And like I was really, because at first I was like, I'm not even going to address any of the like blatant stuff that just don't make no sense. I'm not going to address that. But and then somebody was like, man, no, you need to call that stuff out. You need to say something about it when you hear it. And I was like, all right, I think I'm gonna start doing that, because it's a lot of like stuff out here that to me personally, in my opinion, just doesn't make any logical sense. So I just want to give my 2 cents and put a little logic around it. So that's why I brought it up and started talking about it. But when they start saying he should have fought Gary Russell instead, he should have fought Gary Russell instead. I can't believe y'all serious right now. I can't believe y'all serious. It says Blue Blood just mad Devin got smoked and he is not confident his Shakur pick anymore. I don't know nothing about that. Everybody entitled to their own opinion over here at 2 Cents Boxing. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So the link is in the chat. Let me put it back in the chat again. Oh, so here we go. This is what I was talking about, Oscar and Clapback Thursday. This man gonna say he built. What y'all think about this? He built. Matter of fact, let me find the video. Let me find the video. All right, y'all gonna have to hop up here because I ain't finna be on here all night. I'm hungry. Rollo Green say, wait, slow down. Let me get my notes together. So Blue Blood is lying about what his sources say because he was adamant about turning down the $3 million. No, I didn't listen. I'm not saying nobody is lying about what no sources say. I'm just giving my 2 cents about what I think happened. Nobody lying. If that's what Blue Blood said his sources said, then I guess that's what Blue Blood said his sources said. I'm just saying that for me, when I think about it logically, and I'm like, okay, he's allegedly under a guaranteed contract deal for 240 million or 50 million or whatever it is. So he's guaranteed a certain amount of money every fight. So I don't know how you can, even if they did do this, I'm just saying, I don't know how you can come to me as a promotional company and try to pay me less money. I see you, Boxing Hacker. Can y'all hear me clearly? Put a 1 in the chat. Is my signal still good? Come on, y'all. We're not gonna diss other YouTube channels over here. Everybody entitled to their own opinion. That's how we do it over here at 2 Cents Boxing. It says the PBC just made a bag on the Canelo fight, right? All right, we got Boxing Hacker and Big Supreme in the building. What's going on?
Salute to you, 2 Cent.
What's going on, 2 Cents?
Are you breaking up, by the way? Hey, Big Supreme, is 2 Cent breaking up?
No, I hear clearly.
Okay, maybe it's my internet then. Okay. But
all right, y'all hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you clearly, 2 Cents.
All right, what's up? What y'all got
wanted
for the
to hop
show?
on earlier, and it's kind of crazy because I'm not a Haney fan at all, man. But it's just I can't deny that a lot of this stuff don't make sense with the Ryan thing, man. Like it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. I've sat down, I've heard different content creators speak on it, and the Oscarine angle is just so weird to me. Like I don't like. It's just very weird. Like, what you think, 2 Cents?
I was gonna speak on that too. Hold on, we got Paid in Full on the panel. What's going on, Paid?
Okay.
Everybody give a round of applause for the beautiful panel tonight. Big Supreme, Boxing Hacker paid in full. If anybody else want to
Supreme
hop up
Haney,
on the panel
yep,
tonight
all things.
But
and
yeah,
get a
All
2
things is
cents.
funny.
hey, 2 cents.
So
Oh, go
what's
ahead.
up?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but hold on. Big Supreme, to answer your question. What part of it is not making sense to you?
All right, so this is my thing, right? All right, so let me ask all of y'all a question. This is the paid in full. This is the hacker, stupid ass, and this is to
No.
nah, hacker my man.
Nah,
I
it's all
like
good. That's
hacker.
my
It's
brother
all
right
love.
there.
Me and hackers, we play like that. It ain't nothing crazy.
It ain't crazy,
Now,
yeah.
so my question to y'all is anybody that's associated with the content, do you suspect them? Are they
Hey, can you repeat that one more time? I couldn't hear it. Like broke up.
Hold on, we got NHA Tube on the panel. What up, NHA Tube?
What's the word, panel?
What's up? My question is
What's up?
anybody that's associated with Victor Conte, are they a suspect?
Absolutely.
I don't think so. Suspect
All
of
right,
what?
How?
all right.
Yeah,
just
Victor Conte said himself you should be suspicious of him. So absolutely.
Exactly.
all right. So what you think, NHA two?
Nah, I'm not gonna be suspicious of anybody. I was suspicious before Spence got his ass whooped. That's what I call it.
I don't know why you did all
No,
that, but all right, cool.
Exactly.
everybody
I
was already
mean, because
suspicious.
when nobody was
Hey, I'm
suspicious
not
of Smack,
Listen, the reason
Yes,
including
why
they
you, Big
were.
Supreme,
I
keep
got
it
a
a buck,
point,
keep
bro.
it a buck.
Look.
Yes, they were.
They
It's
been
not.
they were.
suspicious of Bud, bro. Even with
Look,
them busted ass
They
gloves.
been hold on. They been
Man,
suspicious of Snack. They got videos from years ago when Charlo was pissed off with Boo Boo because he failed his drug test and couldn't fight.
all right.
who
So
failed
now
the drug test?
the
Boo
reason
Boo
why I asked that
Andre.
Who ain't
because
never failed? Hold on. No. That's not we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna cast aspersions on my guy Boo Boo. That's my brethren.
I asked that because I
He ain't
had
never failed no drug test.
So why didn't
all
he
right.
fight Charlo?
What you mean? That had nothing to
Anyway,
do with drug test.
go ahead, Big
That
Supreme.
was
Go ahead,
that
Big
was a whole
Supreme.
promotional
The whole
debacle.
promotional thing. The reason why I asked because
Hmm.
when you look at Ryan Garcia, right?
Right.
He was in the Canelo camp, right?
Uh-huh.
Luis Neri tested positive. Martinez tested positive. Canelo tested positive, right? You had
I see where you're going.
there's another guy that tested positive. I'm
Yeah.
not Oscar Valdez. So they all came from the Canelo camp. So now they all was under Eddie Reynoso. So that's 5 fighters that tested positive in the same camp. So now when I ask people, why do you think Ryan wasn't using? Oh, nah, he's a good kid, and I can't see Ryan doing it, and all these other things that they say, right? So my thing is, why do we suspect anybody associated with Victor Conte if we're not gonna do the same thing to Ryan Garcia? If we
Exactly.
got 4
And to your
people in this
female.
camp that tested
But it's
positive.
not about that, people. But this the thing. First of all, let me say this.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not defending Ryan Garcia. I'm just logically thinking about it. First
Mhm.
of all, he's no longer in Canelo's camp. That's one. He wasn't in Canelo's camp for this fight. Two, I hear what you're saying. Like
Mhm.
I definitely get what you're saying. Like I see your perspective. But at the same time, you also got to look at the evidence that was presented.
Right.
And so, and I get what you're saying. But what's even weirder for me, in my opinion, is how it's being handled right now with all of them. Like, I don't understand Bill's obsession with continuously talking to Ryan about Vada.
Right.
I don't understand. I don't get it. Like and it's one of those things where you know how sometimes it's like you ever been with somebody and they keep accusing you of cheating and you like, nigga, I'm not cheating. But they
Yeah,
the
I'm
ones
going
yeah.
through that right now as we speak.
he said he'll go through there.
I'm going through that right
But
now.
the reason why he's doing that, right? If you think about it, is because like
There's no
fights.
reason to do it, Boxing Hacker.
No, there is a reason.
No, it's
Fights
not.
cycle on and off of any PAD, right?
But that's not the case though, bro. You
but this
can't use that in this
Supreme Conte.
circumstance.
but Boxing Hacker, look, peep this, right?
Balco Supreme.
Whether you think I'm guilty, I'm innocent, or whatever, We've already went through whatever we needed to go through. I've already got my punishment. I've already got my suspension. I've already got everything I got. If you want to fight me again, cool. But you not finna little boy me, and you not finna bully me and make me do shit. It's not gonna work like that.
And
That's
he
not
ain't,
happening. And
and
it's
he
not
ain't,
just you. Now you got Victor Conti on Twitter. Like, what is up with that?
that's
And
my
you got
thing.
Victor, like Victor shouldn't be saying nothing about Vada. Like, is he like like blind or something? Like,
Man,
dude,
He's like
He's
that's
like
a
70%
fucking
of his
Victor's
conflict
an
of
voice.
advocate.
interest,
He's definitely
man. That's a
wrong, bro.
conflict
Let
of
me ask you
interest.
something real quick. Let me ask you something. On that same token, let's say you're the coach, right? And that debacle happened with you and your fighter, and you think about rematching that fighter. You know there's a possibility that fighters can cycle on and off of PEDs, right?
But Vada
And you
don't
tell-
test
no, but-
nobody,
no,
bro.
wait, let me. I'm just asking two cents opinion.
Uh,
As you as
okay, let me answer
your
that.
honest
Let me answer
opinion,
that. If
as your honest
you
opinion as a
don't
coach, right?
listen,
Are you not
if
gonna
I
request them
if I
to?
have to be online and be like, you got 48 hours, why don't we just be the leaders and do it? Click, share, press. I'm just not gonna fight you again, bro.
Right.
No, but let me ask you. Let's say you want to fight, and you say, okay,
I don't. If I say do this and you don't do it, then I don't want it. If you feel like the only way I can fight
Exactly.
Ryan and feel safe about fighting Ryan is for him to do this drug testing, and I tell him that that's the stipulations to make the fight, and he doesn't do it, then we're not fighting. I'm not
and
gonna
that's
keep
what happened. And that's
talking about
exactly
it.
what happened.
No,
So
it's
that's
not
what
what
makes sense.
happened. No, it's not.
But-
They
but-
still
but
talking
it-
about it. He's still tweeting about it. Victor Conti tweeting
Exactly.
about it. That's not what happened.
No,
And my thing, like, why couldn't it be no other testing agency? Because again, like I said, Vada is don't test nobody. You mean to tell me Vada,
Bro, you
USADA
sound
can't
crazy.
come up with
Vada test
somebody that's
everybody.
scheduled? They can't schedule testing. You can't hire nobody to schedule testing. Vada
is
just
not
the
testing
middleman.
agency.
yeah, they do the testing, so they do
They do-
test everyone. But they,
Who
Who do you
they don't-
suggest?
they don't create-
Pay
they
them
don't-
for. Who do you
they don't
suggest?
Hold on. Who
evaluate
do
the
you?
results.
Hold on. Who tests somebody?
No, you mean they don't evaluate the results? They do the testing. Yes,
Who tests?
VADA does
No,
the
Vada
testing.
do not test
don't.
nobody at all, bro.
Vada
They
don't
Vada-
do
no,
Vada
you
does
mean
no
they
Vada
don't
don't do no
evaluate the
testing.
results? They do the testing. They're
Bro,
the
they
ones
don't
that do
test
the-
nobody, bro.
Boxing
No,
hacker.
they
Boxing
literally
hacker.
do
Hold
the
on.
testing.
Listen.
Man, this nigga stupid, bro.
Who does the testing then?
What is it?
Wada.
What is it?
VADA
USADA?
does the test.
USADA?
Wada does the testing.
Vada does
No.
Vada does the listen, y'all. Listen. Vada does the scheduling and the transporting of the test to get tested at USADA. They don't have a
Wada
testing lab.
accredited labs.
I mean, WADA does the testing. VADA
Yeah.
don't have no testing labs or nothing. It's WADA.
Exactly.
That
So
does
yeah,
test.
so that's what I mean. They do. So okay, it's like, let's say your school does the SATs, right? They don't grade the SATs. They send it somewhere else for them to grade the SATs. But they did the testing, and
That's what I
someone else
just
does
said.
evaluate the
He
results.
just
No, they're
said
not
that,
doing
bro.
the testing. They're collecting the sample.
They're collecting the samples
Exactly.
from Wada
don't
They're
test
not
accredited
nobody.
doing
labs.
the testing.
So my question,
That's what I'm
y'all:
saying.
Who do y'all
don't
suggest
hold on. Let me say
does
this.
the testing?
Y'all don't even understand
Say it
how
again.
it works. Y'all don't even understand how
No,
VADA
we do.
works. So you
No,
can't
that-
even understand
It's
why
not
Victor
Vada. Who
Conti
else?
being connected.
It's
No,
Wada.
listen.
Wada.
So you don't
WADA.
even understand how it
All right.
works. So you can't
Exactly.
understand why a Victor connection and a VADA connection is an absolute conflict of interest. It should not be allowed, and it is not okay.
What does
Because you don't
what
even
does Victor do
understand
to?
how it
So,
works.
Yeah, okay, I
What does
understand. So,
Victor do?
Bro,
what is
let
the
her
solution?
finish. Let
I
her
never understood
finish,
this.
Yeah, let her
bro.
finish.
What
Let
does
her
Victor
finish.
actually do?
Bro,
Go ahead,
let
Big
her
Smoke.
finish.
Huh?
Go ahead, Big
We
Smoke.
get it.
Between, let's say you do a VADA test. How does Victor affect your VADA test? If
Boxing
you're doing
hacker.
a test.
There
Yeah.
is no VADA test.
It's not no
There's
Vada
no
testing at
VADA
all.
test.
All right, so let me break
All
it
right,
down
yes,
from my
all right, that's
understanding.
some aspects.
So look,
Yes,
bro.
okay. They collect the
What's wrong
samples,
with
someone else tests the
And they
sample.
take it to Water USADA. They take it to them.
Yes,
So
someone
look,
else
Hacker,
tests the samples,
you
right?
have something called WADA, right? WADA is the
Yes.
World Anti-Doping Agency, right?
Yes.
So
Right.
now WADA does all of the testing. So what WADA does is WADA has accredited labs. WADA goes, they pick it up, and they transport it basically. They
Right.
don't actually do this testing at all.
Not at all. They don't touch
That's
the
wrong
test.
semantics. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, it's not
They
semantics, bro.
conduct,
Because
like
we're
when you
not
do a
saying
pee
the same
test,
thing. So you
when
can't
you do
say
a pee test,
semantics.
you pee in the cup.
Boxing hacker.
Man, this nigga don't want to listen to shit,
No,
bro.
I understand what y'all are saying. It's just bad semantics. When you
It's
do a
not
pee test,
semantics,
No,
you
we
pee in
It
the
saying
ain't
the
cup.
no
same thing.
semantics.
We're not
We
saying the
saying
same
the
thing,
same
bro.
thing.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing. We're just using different words, basically.
No, we're not
Okay,
saying
No,
so
we're
then
that.
what's
not
the
saying the
problem?
same thing. You saying some shit talking about a person that's testing when they don't test at all, bro.
If I do guess what? Like I said, if I do a SAT test, right?
Mhm.
My
Bro,
school's
they
gonna give
don't
me a test.
test that.
They're
Like you keep
conducting the
trying to.
testing. Then
But
they
that
send them somewhere
Man,
boxing
else
I
for the
see.
hacker.
test to be
Now I see what
evaluated.
people
Listen,
be talking about with you,
listen.
bro.
Hold on,
Hacker.
Let me boxing hacker. Listen to me, okay?
Yeah.
Hacker's crazy.
Listen to me, okay? You said an
Yeah.
SAT test, right?
Yes.
VADA brings the SAT
Bro,
test to your teacher and then takes the SAT back to go get graded. That's what VADA does.
Okay, great. And so the person who gave me my SAT test conducted
Is your
the
teacher.
testing.
Is your teacher.
Oh my fucking
Oh,
god,
my.
bro. This nigga, bro,
Okay,
stop.
all right,
Like
all
you
right,
be,
it's okay.
man, you pissing me off, bro. 'Cause like you playing stupid.
All right, come on, let's move
Relax,
on.
bro.
Let's move
Okay,
on. Let's
it's fine.
move on.
It's just
'cause
semantics.
I
That's
don't-
fine.
It's
It's
not
not
semantics,
semantics, bro.
Vice Hacker, but
Yes,
Like
I know.
everybody
All right,
else
so-
can tell you the same thing. You still trying to go against what everybody else saying instead of you actually listening.
Hey man, relax.
So
man.
what? So
Listen,
what's the
it's just
solution?
semantics.
What's the
Man, no,
solution,
because
man?
you just be acting that damn retarded,
Who should
bro.
water use? Who should water
Listen.
use besides VADA? I need Peter Full to tell me.
Go ahead. Go. What you say?
VADA don't need VADA.
Who should water use to transport the specimens, the test, or whatever?
They
Because
They can
obviously
hire
if
their
they're
own
using
people.
VADA.
And they, look,
Listen,
NHA
everybody
Who-
doesn't use VADA. Every boxer doesn't.
So you
use
trust
VADA.
Ryan to hire his own people to transport his dirty ass
It's not
piss
his own
or
people.
blood or
It
It's
don't
whatever?
gotta
another
be. It don't
company.
have to be Vada, bro. It could be water.
Who?
They
Now,
can
look,
go
look,
directly to them.
Water.
This way they can use another
From
third
what I'm
party.
understanding, water uses VADA to transport the specimens once they collect it, right?
VADA uses water. You don't have to use VADA, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Listen to what I'm saying,
So
NHA too.
water. Who can use who can
NHA
water
too.
use
Let me
besides VADA? Right.
explain that part, right? So now WADA creates the anti-doping code that all sports organizations use, right?
Okay.
This is
Mhm.
for basketball, football, baseball, boxing, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So now you have different agencies that actually conduct the test, right? So you have a VADA, you have a USADA. Some people might say, I'm going to use VADA because for whatever reason they're better. Some people might say, I'm going to use USADA because for whatever reason they're better. So it depends on what
So
agency
let
you
me
actually want to use.
not to cut you off because somebody just said VADA don't do no testing,
They
They
don't. They
don't.
collect the
They
samples.
don't.
but you just said VADA.
Listen,
Water
bro,
uses
he
different.
said
I'm gonna say
water,
it again.
W-A-D.
I'm gonna say it again, bro.
No, so here's what they're trying to say. Like, you know how you go
That's
get
not.
No, go ahead,
let me
Spring,
finish
go
what
ahead,
I'm
Spring.
saying, bro. Y'all just cut me
Let
off.
him finish. Let him finish.
Again, WADA, World Anti-Doping Agency. They collect. They create the set of rules and standards that all sport organizations follow, right? Then you have VADA. Then you got USADA. They collect the samples from WADA accredited labs. So let's say, for example, I don't understand all of the inner workings, but from what I understand is WADA does the testing, VADA collects the samples. That's it.
Okay.
They collect the samples, bro. They're doing the testing. So let's say, for example, you decide to use VADA.
They're doing the scheduling.
Let's say, for example, you like Floyd. You want to use USADA. You
Gotcha.
understand what I'm saying? They're just intermediary, basically.
I do. Yeah.
They're
But
just
they're like a
intermediary.
middleman.
All right, let me
Who's to
say
say
this real
who's to
quick.
say
Let me say this real
USADA
quick.
is any better than VADA? Because I
VADA
heard a
don't
lot of
test
shitty shit about
nobody.
VADA
USADA.
don't do testing, bro.
I'm not saying
Oh
they do
my
testing.
God.
There's no
We're not
comparison.
saying they do testing.
There's
Okay.
no comparison.
Let me finish it. When I'm saying USADA and VADA, they don't do testing. I've already established that. They just do the transporting or whatever, right? Or the collecting, correct?
No. VADA doesn't do any testing. Put it
I'm
like this,
not
bro.
saying they're doing testing, bro. What are you're being lost in it. I said
No, so they pick
VADA
up the
and
test and they drop the
USADA.
test off.
Everybody's aware.
I get that.
We're all aware of that.
I'm aware of that. So USADA and VADA, they do the collection and transporting.
Essentially,
Yes.
yep.
Okay, so what makes USADA any better than VADA in that regard?
Because they don't have
to Victor Conti.
exactly.
But we're
But
also
USADA was accused, you know what I'm saying, of letting Floyd basically conducting his own, IV, doing all this other crazy shit in his own house. So
Where
are we
did
forgetting all
that
that?
come from? Where did that
Where that come from?
What we talking about, bro?
What do you mean where they came from?
Where did it
That's
come
irrelevant
from?
to what we talking about, though.
From reporting. News from way
Anyway,
back in the days.
we asking like, what is the point of you bringing that up?
But let me ask you guys something. What
Because you're
connection?
criticizing
Wait,
one agency over the other. Like, so what is your choice? Who do you prefer Ryan use?
NHA too. It's not about the agency. It's not about
Yeah,
criticizing one agency over another. It's about
exactly.
the conflict of interest and the connections. The fact that Victor Conti has access to the scheduling of the test, which is what he was doing out Balco, which is how he knew how to
Mhm.
bypass and what to do to beat tests. It's the same play he running. It's the same play, and the
My
people act
thing,
like they don't
So
see it.
So to the
see, I'm
thing
not.
of
I
that,
don't get into all this. This is why I
yeah.
bring up none of this was prevalent before. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it
But
was. I
this
don't know why
George
you keep
Spence,
NHA
nada.
too.
No,
No,
I
hold on,
think
hold on.
Why you keep
it got
Just
saying that,
because,
bro?
elevated.
no, wait, let me talk. Let me talk. Just because you didn't know NHA two, that doesn't mean everybody didn't know. I've been knowing who Victor Conti was since the Olympics.
I
Been knew
did
who he
too.
was. Had no idea
I did
why they let
too.
this
I knew
man
he'd
into
been in
the
boxing with
body.
since Shane Mosley. There was none of this all this extra about. Oh, now
Nah, I ain't gonna lie.
we need to get
I
rid of
wouldn't agree with
Vada.
But
you because
NHA
We need
two,
to use
NHA
Vada. He
two.
speed up the opposite.
Hold on.
Usada
But
sucks.
you're
Vada is the
acting like they
goods.
didn't listen. You're acting like they didn't drop a Netflix documentary, bro. You
I
act
know they
like
did.
all this attention that he getting is because Crawford. No, they dropped the whole Netflix
So,
documentary after that fight, which
Hmm.
raised even more suspicion.
yeah. So
So
when we
that's why more
so
people are talking about it
it's
and more
suspicion,
concerned
right?
about it.
So it's not a conflict of interest.
It
It's a
is a conflict of
no,
interest,
there's not
boxing
a conflict
hacker.
of interest.
Yes, it
It's
is.
suspicion of a conflict of interest. There's no
Boxing
proof that
hacker.
there is a
yeah,
conflict
you
of
just be
interest.
saying
Boxing
anything, bro.
hacker.
No, it's
Boxing
true, right?
hacker. Do you
Yeah,
think an ex-drug cheat, first of all, do you think
yeah.
an ex-drug cheat should be able to start a company that don't even do drug testing? They just transport the samples?
So
You
I
Did he stop Vada?
wait. They
I'm
just
listening.
they just transport the samples and schedule the test. You think after what you know about how he did things and what happened at
Yeah.
Balco, he should be able to start a company like that and be associated and affiliated with it, all while giving athletes
So
supplements.
so
There's
here's the
no
thing.
conflict of interest. No, wait. This is yes or no. There's
Okay.
no conflict of interest there for you, is what you're saying.
Yeah. So give if the ex
No,
drug
no,
cheat.
no, no. Wait. Is it a conflict of interest or is it not? I'm
No,
trying
it's
to get
not. It's
that
not.
answer.
It's not a conflict of interest. No,
But he ain't start no. What
there is no
company did he
conflict.
start? You trying to say he
So
started Vada?
so for there to be a
Listen,
conflict of interest, you have to know exactly what the conflict is, right? There's no. All we have is we suspect him because of his past, but we don't have proof there's actually a conflict happening. So therefore, there is no conflict of interest. That right there. You know,
okay, boxing
you can't
hacker.
create a conflict of interest if you don't know where the conflict is coming from.
I just told you. I just ran you down like 5 things where the
What you
conflict is
told me is
coming
his
from.
past, right? He was a drug dealer, ex drug dealer. Now
Are they
starts a
gonna
drug
let
company.
somebody who robbed a bank work at the bank
They may or may not,
because it
but
happened because it happened in their past? Are they gonna be like, oh, you can work at the bank that happened in
right.
your
But
past?
I mean, even if you have any criminal record, you may have problems finding a job, right? It doesn't. It's not.
Exactly. And because why do you think that is, boxing hacker? So if you got a
It's
criminal
not.
record
It's
and
not
you
because of
can
conflict
barely
of interest,
if you got a criminal record and you can barely find a job, how can you say
which is
there's
not
no
good.
conflict of interest with exactly what I just explained to you?
It's not. It's not a conflict. So for it to be a conflict of interest, there has to be a conflict first, right? What's the conflict you're claiming? Just because if I went to prison and I got out and now I'm no longer a criminal, I'm an ex-con. What conflict do I have? Did I do anything wrong? Where's the conflict of interest coming
Exactly.
from? You're just basing it off of my history. You're not pointing out any conflict of interest as of right now. You
It's
understand what I
like
mean?
how certain people can't sit on certain boards and things like that
Yeah,
because
and
of
that's
what
true.
they do
To me, it's
or who
unfair
they
because
connected to and
it's why our criminal justice system is the way it is right now. Because people come out of prison and it's hard for them to be acclimated back in society and get jobs. Right? To me, it's unfair. If somebody has been freed and has been served their time, they should be given the opportunity to live their life.
well,
If
not
they mess
every
up again, then you have to persecute again. It's not a conflict of interest. You know.
okay. Payton Ford, what you got? Payton Ford, you
I
there?
think Peter Ford jumped out, man.
Oh, okay. But anyway, so the we gotta start on all this whole thing. The point is,
Mhm.
if Ryan Garcia is not about to acquiesce to whatever you said you want him to do, then leave him alone and go find somebody else to fight.
I agree.
Because
I agree with that.
that's my point about the whole
Yeah.
thing. Like, dude, like you tweeting, and then now you got Victor Conti doing it, and Boxing Hacker. This is the type of shit right here that they do that makes them look suspicious.
Who's that?
And Victor Conti and Bill Haney. You're
What-
tweeting Ryan every day talking about this VADA testing. Then you got Victor Conti tweeting at Ryan and talking about the VADA testing and how we should lead the way and all of this crap that they talking about. And it's like, why are y'all doing that?
So you have to remember what Victor Conti is right now. He's an advocate. So
He's not no damn advocate.
he is by definition he is an advocate.
What is he advocating?
So he advocate means you speak up about something, right? He's always speaking up about clean boxing. Always speaking up against the use of PEDs. So that makes him an advocate by just by pure definition. He's an advocate. So him speaking up about Ryan taking a PED that's in the line of what he does.
They don't do that to everybody.
He does that to a lot of people though. It's not just Ryan. Anybody that tests positive, he always is here trying to explain what happened or how this could be. Like for instance, like the Canelo thing. He's saying like how it's not possible. He speaks up about people using PEDs a lot. That's mainly what it's supposed to be about. So I wasn't surprised if he speaks about Ryan not doing year-long testing. I mean, it's not a surprise to me. I don't think it should be a surprise to anybody. That's what he does.
Here's my take on it. Two things could be true. The way Bill going about it, it reeks of okay. I'm gonna try to save face, act like I really want this rematch, and try to put some, try to mandate to Ryan what I need him to do in order for this rematch to happen. And the other truth is Ryan did fucking cheat. Excuse my language. He cheated. Whether it was 1 billion or whatever and shit, he took a banned substance. You got caught. You got popped for taking a banned substance. We're not gonna gloss over that because if we're gonna gloss over that, then let's just gloss over everybody else that didn't got popped for something. Canelo in particular, and I can't stand Canelo. But we get on Canelo's helmet, and I'm saying hard. His name is Clembuto Canelo or whatever it is y'all call him. Rightfully so. We're not about to give Ryan a pass because the man cheated. And Bill Haney, although I respect what he does, what he's doing for his son and shit, but I could see the play. They don't really want that rematch. When you try to talk, when you try to quote unquote want to act like you're putting the pressure on Ryan, this and that, and so you already know how Ryan operates. He's not going. He's going to do the exact opposite, especially if he thinks you try to dictate to him. And honestly, I can't. Even though he got caught for cheating, he did beat that man convincingly. So, and he is in the driver's seat. So you can't try to dictate to a person who's actually in the driver's seat right now. So I just get frustrated, when you get these diehard Tank fans and shit, that don't like Haney, that want to give somehow, they're trying to give like Haney, like Ryan a pass. Like, nah, we're not about to do that. Ryan's a scumbag.
Let me get this super chat. Let me get this super chat. Slogan 1. Shout out to Slogan 1 for the $2 in the super chat. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate your support for the channel. Here and you haven't already punched the like button, be sure to punch that like and subscribe button and let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as we go throughout the live. You can always click the link. If you would like to monetarily support the channel, you can always hit me in the Cash App at 2 Cents Boxing, or you can hit the super chat, the little money sign button on your screen. And NHA to respond to what you're saying, people, this is my thing. People gonna have their opinions either way. Like some people gonna think Canelo cheated. Some people gonna think Canelo didn't cheat. Some people think Tyson Fury cheated. Some people think Tyson Fury didn't cheat. Why does it seem like that? Because it's Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia's quote unquote racist. Like we can't be objective and have our own thoughts based off the evidence and things that people have seen. It's just automatically like, oh, you gotta disagree. Like we can't be objective. We can still be objective.
I'm just
And
saying, man. We got too many people giving Ryan a pass and say, "Oh, it's only
what
1 billion."
what is
Oh,
giving?
but that's not
Ryan
the
got
reason why you
suspended. He didn't
won.
get no
Oh,
pass.
this and that.
Ryan got
The
suspended. He
man
literally
cheated.
didn't get no pass.
The man
Hold on. We
cheated.
got
Ryan,
Deem. Hold on, we got Deem and Flyer Frequency in the building, and yeah, that's a good point. Deem is making that
no,
Ryan
Ryan
got suspended
literally.
for a year.
First of all, Devin got his loss back. Ryan had to pay money and he
And
got
that's
suspended.
corny.
He literally ain't
You
get a
mean he
pass.
got his old back?
He literally, it don't matter what y'all talking about. He literally ain't get a pass. Literally, he didn't get a pass. And you can't find one person that's a content creator that like Gervonta Davis that said Ryan Garcia shouldn't get suspended. If you could find me one, then what you saying is valid. But you see how that's a narrative? Because that's not true. Ryan didn't
No,
get a
y'all
pass.
didn't.
Actually,
Y'all, he
When y'all
didn't. He
coming up with
didn't
you
get a.
coming
He
up there,
didn't.
you're
He
telling me,
didn't
oh,
get a
Y'all was
pass.
oh,
already
it
up
was
here
only
talking. Can
1
I finish
billion.
speaking,
Oh, it's
please?
this and that.
He didn't. He
Can I
didn't
finish
get a
speaking,
pass.
please?
I'll say this. He didn't get a
I
pass.
just like how
But
y'all just cut
y'all
me
did
off.
Y'all did soften the blow, and y'all keep
I like how
softening
y'all
the
just
blow
cut me
all the
off.
time, bro.
Speak on it, brother.
One at a
Speak on
time.
it.
Time out. Let me. Okay, we're gonna go Dean. Then we gonna go Fly Frequency. But before we do that, let me hit this super chat. Akilo Netta says, "Congratulations on getting monetized. Appreciate you, Akilo, for the super chat. $5 holla. Thank you for your support to the channel. All right, go ahead, Dean.
That's a lie. Ryan literally ain't get a pass. Like literally, he didn't get a
Sound
pass.
like you getting
Can I
one from
finish
you.
talking, bro? Can you stop cutting me off? Because you was already up here. Can you please stop cutting me off? Thank you.
Come on,
Appreciate it.
one
Much
at a time.
appreciated. Thank you.
You
She
got
just asked you this one at a time. But anyway, like I said, see, this is when people get emotional. Ryan, you said Ryan got a pass. Ryan didn't get a pass. Devin got his loss back. Devin got money from it. And Ryan got suspended for a year. Literally, that happened. He didn't get a pass.
Let me read this real quick, Demon. This is what I'm saying. B-Dog says Devin got his O back and Ryan got suspended. Why continue to harp on it? And whether you think he cheated or not, if people letting him get away with it, like I get everybody's perspective and everybody point with that. But the point we're speaking about now with on the panel is why are they dragging it out like this? That's what the part of it I'm not understanding.
And
Boxing Hacker, I understand he cheated. If you was cheating, you would want somebody to test all year. I understand that. But if I say no and throw up my middle finger to you, why are you still harassing me and invoking other people to come and be bullying me and shit? Like, why are you
Because you got to get out of boxing. That's why.
This is the thing, though. This is the thing that everybody is just missing. Gervonta Davis fans, we don't care either way. He already beat Ryan Garcia. We don't give a fuck. Devin Haney is the one that's out for the year and ain't fighting and shit. How does that hurt Gervonta? We getting ready for our guy to fight. I told all these Earthmen all of this shit was going to happen. When people like Flyer Frequency and Boxing Hacker, I was telling them, don't be taking Ryan Garcia lightly. Stop calling him a C-class fighter. So don't be doing all of that. Then he got his ass whooped. Then he got his ass whooped, and I'm supposed to feel bad for the man. I can't do that.
Let me get Fly Frequency in here. Go ahead, Fly Frequency.
Yeah, you right, Dean. He ain't get a pass, but y'all constantly soften the blow any way y'all can, man. Y'all try to y'all downplay all of the things that's major. You know what I'm saying? You talking about the 3 pounds overweight or whatever, you'll say, oh, well, Devin Haney, he agreed to it, even though he didn't get paid, but that's a whole nother story. You say Devin Haney agreed to it.
Matter.
You cut me off, bro. Don't cut me off.
Put the facts out there.
You just barked out at the brother right there for talking while you was talking. So you do the same thing. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't be a hypocrite.
What's good for the duck ain't good for the gander, I guess.
All right, yeah. Let me finish cooking, y'all. Yo, so you know, the moment that he tested positive, you know, all of that becomes illegal. The 3 pounds, all of the stuff that he did, it's not consent. You know what I'm saying? He has the right to sue and all of that stuff. But what I mean by y'all softening the blow, y'all say, oh, Ryan didn't get suspended for cheating. He got suspended for not disclosing his supplements. He didn't tell nobody what supplements.
Paperwork say. Hold on.
Okay, but y'all be trying to.
Let me get the super chat. We got $4.99 from Fight Game. Thank you. Appreciate your donation to the channel. Okay, but when we say
That's
that,
what the
listen what I'm
paperwork.
saying. But
Let me
hold on.
All
finish,
for
y'all.
telling the truth. All right,
Let
my
me
fault.
finish.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what the paperwork say, but y'all be insulting our intelligence. We know why you have to disclose your supplements that you're using. We know why. Y'all act like y'all don't know why that rule is in place. That rule is in place so you won't cheat. So when you fail to do that, then you can't defend yourself from cheating. He's been accused of cheating. And that was his only way of trying to prove his innocence, and he
But he got
couldn't.
suspended though.
He couldn't. Yeah, he got suspended for cheating.
But that
So what's the
cheating.
problem?
doesn't say
Don't
that. What
soften
does
the blow. It's for
How can we
cheating.
soften the blow?
Because y'all
Javante
say,
already beat the man.
y'all say, he didn't get suspended for cheating. He just
He
got
didn't get
suspended for
suspended for
not
that.
disclosing his
That's not what
Is
supplements.
that not the truth?
That's not what
They choose to play semantics, but it's not when
No, it's
when
not
it ain't on
semantics
certain
when it's the
Exactly.
topics.
It's
truth.
Semantics, bro.
You
semantics.
can't play
Semantics.
semantics with the
You
The
don't.
truth.
world knows Ryan Garcia cheated, and that's why he's suspended. But
Okay,
y'all,
let's say Ryan
Javante
Garcia.
Davis fans
Right,
run
but this
away
the
and
thing.
soften the
Facts.
blow by saying, "Oh no, he's just
We
suspended for
can't soften the
not
blow. We don't
disclosing
like
his
Ryan
supplements."
either.
Time out. Hold
Y'all
on.
say, and
We
y'all
don't
soften
like
the blow of
Ryan
him cheating on
either.
a hole by saying, "Oh, Devin Haney just didn't get out of the way of the left hook.
He
It's the
didn't get
left
out of
hook
the way of
that
the left hook.
it was on."
Frequent flyer.
And y'all say, "Oh, it was only a little tiny bit.
It
was a
was only a
fraction.
little tiny bit.
It was
Frequent
60
flyer.
times over the allowed limit,
Hold
bro.
on.
60
Time out,
times
time out.
over the limit, bro."
Time out. NHA 2. Yeah.
Hey Dean, what
And
did
then
He
did
NHA
Ryan
literally
2,
cheat?
just
what you
said
got?
all facts.
Hey
And
Dean,
I
did
ain't
Ryan
done yet,
cheat?
but I'm gonna fall back.
Go ahead, NHA,
I
man.
need
That's
Dean.
hilarious.
Hey Dean, did Ryan cheat?
Did Ryan cheat?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan cheated, in my opinion. I
All
think
right then. So what are we talking about?
what we talking about is
You
what
believe he
happened, the
talk about
truth.
you
It's
seen
no
it, but
longer
the truth
it's
is
no
he
longer a
cheated.
matter
Thank
of
you for admitting
opinion
that.
now.
Okay,
Thank you for
let's
admitting that
say,
he cheated.
let's say, but hold on, NHA. I've
Hold
been
on,
have
Dean.
videos out about this.
Hold on, Dean.
All right,
We're
so
not talking
why you talking about? Oh,
Time out.
he didn't get suspended for cheating though,
Right.
even though he cheated.
He didn't get suspended for that. That is the truth.
All right, listen up,
He
y'all.
did
This the
get
thing.
suspended for cheating, bro. He ain't
I'm about to
disclosed
mute
his
y'all.
supplement.
Bro, Ryan Garcia.
All right, listen up, y'all. We not talking about if he cheated. We're talking about why does Bill Haney keep trying to little boy Ryan Garcia?
Because he's a
And
cornball.
Because Ryan Garcia said he don't like black people, he don't like Muslims, both of which Bill Haney is, and on top of that, he cheated his son, tried to kill him. He assaulted him, battered him.
so why
Bill
See,
literally told Devin to go in the ring and kill him.
I can't defend. I can't defend Bill, man.
Bill literally said
I
if he
want to as
dies,
much
he
as I want. I
dies.
can't defend Bill. Bill be on some corny shit. You know what I'm saying?
This
I respect
Thank
what
you.
he
I'm
this
does
my
glad,
for
I'm
his
whole
glad
son,
thing
but he
NHA
be
though.
can
on some
admit that.
corny shit.
Thank
This
you.
my whole thing though, y'all. Why we mad that Devin Haney his team is suing Ryan Garcia?
Ain't
Why we mad
nobody
at that?
mad. Who
Why we
mad?
mad at that?
Ain't
Nobody's
nobody mad.
mad.
That's a lie.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with it?
Because I know he's
Listen.
going to lose, and Devin Haney is wasting his time. I don't want Devin to waste his time.
He's not
I
gonna
want
lose.
Devin to
He's gonna
get
win
back
that.
in the
So
ring and do what he's
if
supposed to
Devin
do.
Haney wins, so if Devin Haney's team wins this case, you're going to be eating crow, huh?
I will eat crow, but you haven't
Okay.
made me eat crow yet. Frequent flyer about nothing.
Hold on,
That's
Dean. Hold on.
literally
So
a fact.
Frequent Flyer, let me
Hey,
ask you a
let's get back
question.
on topic though. We got two
You
seconds.
ate crow when you said that Regis was going to beat
We
Devin.
not
That's what
talking
I
you ate
about
never
crow.
said
Regis.
Regis was going to beat
Time
Devin.
out,
Stop
Let's
lying
get
on
back
me.
on topic real quick. Let's get
I
back on.
picked Devin,
Time
so
out.
stop
Time out.
lying.
Frequent Flyer, stop trying to deflect. Stop trying to deflect, bro.
What's the
So
deflection?
You
we
just
talking about
lied and said I
Regis. We're not
picked
even
Regis
talking about
Prograde.
little Regis.
Oh no, that
Oh,
was
y'all
for
know what I
Dean though.
heard?
That was
Frequent Flyer,
I
let me ask
never
you a
picked
question.
Regis Prograde. Why? I literally got the prediction on my channel.
Frequent Flyer, let me ask you a question about something. This is off topic, but I read on Twitter today. Now I don't know how true this is. I just seen it in the Twitterverse that Devin Haney put Regis Prograde on a rehydration clause, and then he didn't abide by the rehydration clause and came
no,
in.
that's a lie, and that's cap too.
Yeah,
You
that's
need
not
to stop looking at whoever said that.
Yeah, that's not true.
But I got a question for you though, 2 cents.
Crazy.
Well, I got a question for everybody actually.
Because
You
hold on,
know,
let me finish up Freaking Fly. I'm not done what I was saying. Because they were
Okay,
saying
go
that if they were basically saying that if Regis looked better in this fight than he did in that last fight, then that rumor might be true. But go ahead. I'm just telling you what they were saying on Twitter.
That's a good narrative to spin. I don't know if you should get behind that narrative though. But
Well, I asked you a question. I'm not getting behind no narrative. That was something
oh,
I
I'm
read
saying,
in the magazine about it.
oh yeah, I'm saying that's cap. But Vada and Victor Conti, that's a big deal right there. Before Ryan Garcia tested positive, Vada was the best to everybody. No, I didn't hear nobody say, no naysayers about Vada, nobody talking bad about Vada. But soon as Ryan
Facts,
Garcia
facts,
popped
facts.
dirty, everybody all of a sudden,
That's not
Vada
true at
is
all.
this, Vada's that.
Nah. It was
Victor
when Bud.
Conti started
It was
Vada.
when Bud beat Spence.
Dean was.
That's when it all started.
Snack
Hold on,
is
y'all.
bad and all of
Hold
that.
on. Time out. We got Rachel Donaire in the building. What's going on, Rachel?
Vada was the best testing agency before Ryan Garcia popped dirty.
No,
Now all of
No.
a sudden Ryan
Hey,
Garcia
Frequent Flyer,
popped
you want to
dirty.
know somebody who
Nobody
was
wants to
talking
use
about it,
you
Frequent
just
Vada.
trying
Flyer?
to get a reaction. You just trying to get a reaction out
You
of
want
I'm
to know
telling the
somebody who was
truth.
talking about it, Frequent
It's
Flyer?
the truth.
I ain't
I'm
hear
just
one
Where was
soul
all this
talking about
disdain
Snack
for Vada
before Spence
and
Bud.
Snack before Ryan Garcia tested positive? That's
Hey,
what I want to
Frequent
know.
Flyer. I was just on Manager Marty channel, and he even gave me credit because I was the first person talking about putting it on the agencies and not the fighters. Forget Devin and Bud Crawford and all of them. I was the first person on YouTube that was like, no, we need to worry about these testing agencies because it's their job to make sure that people walk in the ring clean. That was Dean. Hello. That was over a year and a half ago.
So how did Vada fail that?
I'm just saying.
Did Vada
I'm
fail?
just saying.
Last I checked, they caught him.
A frequent. You said a statement, and
we're
I'm
not
just
talking about Vada,
yeah,
y'all. We're not talking
yeah,
about
like
Vada. Y'all keep trying to get
you
off.
keep
Oh,
trying to deflect.
y'all was talking about Vada before I got up here, so that's why I thought that was a
No,
point
we had got
of
off
topic.
topic. No, we trying to figure out. We're talking about
Why
the
Bill
rematch.
keep trying to bully Ryan?
Why Bill keep trying to bully Ryan? Is there gonna be a
Because
rematch?
Ryan cheated his son.
Okay, if we and another. So what do you? So you just keep going at him and keep
But do y'all
going at
think
him?
Ryan
Yeah,
cheated
get him
Oscar
out of
Diorte?
boxing.
Do
Yeah,
you
because
think?
if
Do
they
you think
because if it
Bill
was the
Haney
other
was
way
the first?
around,
Do you
y'all.
think Devin Haney? Hold on, wait. When you hear me talking, let me talk. Do you think Devin Haney was the first boxer to ever get cheated?
No, but Devin Haney is the first boxer to ever be had a role switched around on him for him to be the villain and the other guy's the one that cheated. Everybody's on Ryan's side and he's the cheater.
That's not true. Everybody's not on Ryan's side. That is not true.
You being hyperbolic, bro. Stop it. Are you on
It be
Ryan's
sounding
side?
like that though sometimes, man.
Are you on Ryan's side? Flyer frequency.
No.
So it's
Boxing
Philly
hacker,
might be a
boxing
no-fly
hacker, are
zone
you
for
on
Ryan.
Ryan's
not
side?
everybody. Once you say you're not part of it, it's not everybody. There's a
Not
good number of people,
everybody,
but it's not
y'all.
everybody. But
Y'all are just not getting the a lot of people are not getting the response that they want, and so they
yeah.
keep trying to be like, oh, everybody. And listen, some people on Ryan's side, some people on Devin's side. I don't understand. Some people
we
was on
can't
Tyson
further
Fury's
punish
side.
Ryan.
Some people was on Tyson Fury's side. Some people was on Deontay Wilder's side. That's how it happens in every situation.
Yeah.
No, 2 Cent, they wanted it to be our fault that Ryan got the punishment he got. We didn't give Ryan his punishment. They did.
No, we happy Ryan got his punishment. Y'all
So
trying to
then
soften the
what
blow
is
of
the
his
problem
punishment, bro.
then? If you happy about the
Because
punishment, why do you keep complaining about the punishment?
y'all continue to say, oh, Vada, y'all continue to attack Vada and
We was
Victor
attacking Vada
Conti
We're
before
and
not
Devin
even
and
talking
Ryan.
about
anything
Wilder.
Yeah,
circle.
but yo,
The
keep it
fuck?
real. Y'all ain't been keeping the same energy, you know what I'm saying, for Ryan as y'all did for like most of these other cheaters, in particular Canelo.
No,
What?
that's
Like when
not true.
Canelo
You're
got
not
popped,
talking to Dean.
y'all ain't
I didn't
keeping
even
that
hear
same
what
energy.
you
I don't hear none of this. Maybe
Hold on,
That's
y'all.
not
Hold
true.
on.
that cow,
Hold on.
maybe that
Hold
cow
on.
got you know.
I done heard so many conspiracy
NHA.
theories
Hey, when
theories
y'all hear me say,
about
hold on, y'all be quiet. Listen, I got two people in the back. I don't know for whatever reason.
Nah, I hop off.
I can't. No. It won't let me like add y'all to the stage. So if you can hear this, just come back out and come back in, because for whatever reason, or maybe I need to go back out and come back in. All right,
No,
I'm gonna let
maybe you have a max.
NHA. I'm gonna let NHA 2 go, and then I'm gonna let Boxing Hacker go. And go ahead, NHA. And y'all don't talk over each other, because people in the comments saying there's too much yelling and stuff going on.
Yeah, so my thing is we don't keep the same energy, you know what I'm saying, that we kept, we had for Canelo. When Canelo popped for that dirty, tainted cow meat, you know what I'm saying, we was on his helmet. He was on his helmet because, you know what I'm saying, he was one of the faces of boxing. Just much like Ryan is now. Say what you want about Ryan, but he is one of the faces, he's one of the most popular faces in boxing. I see some of the same folk, you know what I'm saying, that was on Canelo's helmet, hard, still on the Canelo's helmet. Kind of like brushing it off. Oh no, he didn't get suspended for cheating, even though he cheated. So so we ain't gonna keep the same energy we have for Canelo. To me,
Because they not keeping that
that's
same energy for Elisa Bumgarner.
what you mean.
Elisa Bumgarner popped dirty too, and she was in Devin Haney camp. Nobody's keeping that same energy for her.
Oh, how's she on Devin Haney camp? You just
See,
making up
what are you
stuff.
talking, bro? You don't know that she's with Devin Haney in the snack program and they camp and all of that.
No,
stuff?
she's not on Snap program. You making that up. You confusing her with Clarissa Shields. Bro, I know they're both women, but
Bumgarner is
one
with
together.
the snack program, my guy.
She is not. She is not. I guarantee you she is not.
Bro, we
Go
was
look
just
up
talking about
the
this
others.
on Manager Marty program.
Yeah, I know, and y'all was all wrong. You're confusing two ladies. Clarissa Shields is on the snack program. Alicia
she's on it
Baumgartner is not. Matter of fact, Victor Conti was clowning the folk that caught, you know what I'm saying, the agency that let her drug test slip by and still let her fight.
Yeah, it was
Come on,
some. It was
get with the
some
program,
other
bro.
joint.
Get with the program, bro.
So my thing
She is not with the snap program.
But the thing is,
y'all just saying anything just to try to
but
hate
Devin
on a
Haney
certain
and Bill
box
Haney
rep.
got her in their camp, and they're not asking for her to be out of the sport.
What the fuck was it? I mean,
Last
so
I checked, Alicia
now we
Baumgartner
transitioning
got
for a
cleared, bro.
I'm just being honest.
Guys.
Alicia Baumgartner got cleared, bro. Her and Ryan Garcia is not the same.
You said Elisa Bumgarner got cleared. Why did she get cleared?
Yes, she did.
Why did she get cleared? I know she got cleared.
It was found that she did not intentionally take what she took.
Okay, and that's the same thing that happened to Ryan. It's just Ryan didn't turn in his supplements. They couldn't say that Ryan
intentionally. How's the same thing? No, it's not the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing.
So hold on.
Alicia did not get suspended. Ryan got suspended.
Telling me this part is not a fact. That Ryan Garcia you saying Ryan Garcia got suspended for PED use?
Ryan Garcia got suspended for cheating.
Absolutely.
He didn't get
He got suspended for violating.
He didn't get suspended for PEDs, bro.
Ryan Garcia got suspended because his piss popped dirty for Ostarine.
That's not true.
Bro, that's not
so
true.
He got suspended for not pop dirty for Ostarine.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. See how y'all play semantics?
Just because y'all don't like Haney, contradict yourself.
He got suspended for
just because you don't like Haney. That's corny. It's corny what y'all doing.
He didn't get suspended for PEDs.
But you're not telling the truth.
I'm not telling the truth.
What? Who said that? Sean,
tell you the truth.
Who? That's Sean right there saying that.
Bro, he didn't get suspended for PEDs, bro. He got
you a question.
For not disclosing the medicine that he was taking. I'm at the whatever.
Okay, let me ask you a question, bro.
Do you think
let me ask him a question, y'all. This is a serious question.
I think Alicia Bumgarner cheated.
All right then. So
I think Alicia Bumgarner cheated too.
You think Alicia Baumgartner? Well, the folks that you know what I'm saying that you're bigging up now that for not suspending, you know what I'm saying, Ryan for cheating, actually acquitted her of not cheating there.
Bro, why is it a rule that you must disclose your supplements that you use during the build up to the fight? Why is it a rule that you got to disclose your supplements?
Well, it wasn't for before the fight he did. It was after the fight he did.
Exactly.
Why would he take supplements after the fight, bro? We talking about before the fight, bro. Why do you have to disclose your supplements? Don't dance around the question. Answer the question, bro.
Not let him fight if he didn't disclose it in the beginning. He was getting past all the tests leading up to the fight until the very last one.
Why do you have to disclose your supplements, bro?
wait,
did you know that Povetkin actually had 4 tests leading up to the fight with Deontay Wilder? And Deontay Wilder and Lou DiBella sued him in the state of New York?
Who is
No, I didn't
this?
know that.
Who is that?
Speak on
Rachel
it.
Donaire.
Speak on it, Rachel.
Yeah,
That's Rachel.
that's deep. I didn't
Let's
know
get some
that.
real facts up in here. Let's get some real facts up in here, Rachel.
Hey,
So
can y'all
So
hear
yes,
me?
Deontay
lines up.
Wilder,
Can y'all
Deontay
hear
Wilder
me?
was supposed to. Yeah, but you're double, girl.
Yeah,
There's
you
2 of you.
double.
Okay, I'm my phone computer tripping. I'll be right back.
There's 2 of you too, Rachel. By the way, or unless
There's
someone else.
2.
No,
No,
that's
I
a
have an
B.
R. There's someone with a B.
Oh, that's a
You
B.
just can't
Okay.
see it because there's Marcus.
Okay.
I don't know if I can change my
No,
picture.
you good.
I'll
You
try.
good.
Oh, you
You
good?
good.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so if you look up Deontay Wilder versus Povetkin, came in, had 4 clean drug tests leading up to the fight 9 days before he got tested, and they pulled him out of the fight 20 hours before they were supposed to step in the ring because that's when the results came back. And Lou DiBella and Deontay Wilder sued him in the state of New York in 2016 and won. Because what did Povetkin say? I don't know how it got there. Well, it must be trace minerals from what I used to take before it got banned before that. But that didn't stand because he had 4 negative drug tests and then all of a sudden pop positive.
Right,
So
but
that
he
means that's another
but we
But
got to
Rachel,
take into account.
hold on.
Not
Let me ask
double.
you a question. Have they recently changed it though to where you got to prove intent also now too? Because I
No,
thought
Yep.
I heard that
you
also.
don't have to. No, you don't have to. Because
Well, that's not what Victor Conti said.
you do not have to prove intent because what they ended up doing, I can't remember which year it was, with all of it, even again, VADA, USADA, drug-free sport, all abide by WADA ruling. And WADA ruling is you are 100% responsible. Doesn't
Yep.
matter. So at that point, it doesn't matter if you
Yeah,
did
we
it
know Victor
intentionally or
Conti
not.
said it.
You could go and
Yeah,
quote
because Victor
USADA
Conti
for all I
also
care.
he said that too.
Because it's a WADA rule. VADA doesn't make up the rules. WADA does.
But I don't even understand what is the reason to even have VADA in the middle in there to begin with, because obviously that's a conflict of interest.
So don't have VADA. Have
Fluke and
USADA.
Coke.
It really doesn't matter. The thing is that you guys are pointing the finger at the wrong people. The thing is, if
Of
you
course,
want to
'cause
know
you
who
talk to
should
them.
be if you want to know who should be blamed, it's the promoters and it's the commissions. Because the promoters really don't want you to test positive, okay? Let's be honest. Because who's going to lose money? The promoters. And the commissions are getting a back end money from, I believe it's 5% on certain states on the overall, not winnings, but the profit of the fight being in their state. So why would they want you to test positive if you're going to cancel the fight because of a positive drug test? So how do we get there? Because listen, you could have free drug sport. Okay. You could have USADA. And no matter what testing agency gives you the positive drug test result, it's still up to the commission. Look at Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez fought on an Indian reservation, and the Indian reservation got a positive drug test for Oscar Valdez, and they looked at it and they're like, well, he's still going to fight. So you're just getting upset about the person who's giving the report. The people making the decisions to allow a fight to continue or not is the commission and the promoter.
So how long does it take a test to come
And
back?
hold on, paid in full.
Go ahead.
Paid in full. And that's what I was saying. And that's my thing about the drug testing, and we need more testing, and we need this and that. Like, even if you have the solution for the drug testing, these promoters, these managers, they're not going to agree to it because it's not even they may want a clean sport or whatever, and they don't want their fighter cheating, but it's not in their best interest to comply and completely go with this. And that's always been my question to Victor. Like, Victor, if you've been doing it this long, nobody agree with you, nobody want to comply, like, at what point is this going to be the answer? It's not. That's not the answer.
Well, you
Victor
see,
don't have nothing to do with that, though, do he?
Yeah.
Victor is on the board of directors for VADA.
That's a lie.
He is, bro. He already done that shit is already out, bro. He been
He
told,
said
he been
that.
said that.
I
He
think
said
that's oh,
he made the
I don't think
introductions.
he's quote unquote allegedly affiliated with it
Yeah, he's not affiliated
anymore.
with him right now.
But
So
at the
So what, he
inception, he
got
was. But
removed?
Rachel, let me ask you a question because this is supposed to be the topic of the panel. People keep getting off topic. Why do you think that Bill and Victor keep insisting that Ryan Garcia signs up through VADA to do the testing versus just being like, hey, we got to make sure you get tested year round or something like that? Or am I just looking too deep into it?
I mean, I think that it doesn't matter which testing agency. In my own opinion, I don't care. At the end of the day, like the thing is that you need to show that you're not doing something, right?
Right,
Yeah.
Rachel. But he literally consistently keeps saying VADA. Ryan asked him also, can we use somebody other than VADA? He said no.
When was the
That's
last time you saw
ain't
it?
that what
When was the
Boston
last
means?
time you saw it? When was the last time you saw it actually tested a professional match? Let me ask you that.
Exactly.
But see, that's the thing. I thought that
Crickets.
these boxers are using all of the companies. They're just picking which ones they want to use.
There's only the three top is USADA, VADA, and Free Drug Sport. And Free Drug
What,
Sport's the newest.
what's the one
Yeah.
that Alicia Baumgartner had
Free Drug
tested
Sport.
positive?
Free
Okay.
Drug Sport.
Yeah, they've been having a lot of issues though, the free drug sport people.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
with Alicia, the problem was chain of custody and the timing. That was the problem with Alicia's. Because her sample didn't go to the water lab until like some ungodly, like it was like a week and a
Like
half, like
9
some
weeks.
crazy.
It was like I thought it was like a couple weeks.
Okay, let me
Yeah.
get your 2 cents about this, Rach. What do you think about the and I know we're probably gonna switch gears here. What do you think about the Lamont Road? I haven't talked to you in a while. How you been actually?
It's been fun. I mean, I'm in Puerto Rico waiting for the WBO to start. I've been here since the MVP one, October 11th, and then WBO starts next week. So we're just chilling, waiting until it starts.
Cool. Well, what do you think about the Lamont Roach tank fight? The Tank Lamont Roach fight?
I heard it was. I heard a rumor it was getting canceled.
Yeah, I heard it was getting canceled, but you know, Tank's fight, last fight got canceled also allegedly. So we don't know how true that is.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like I just want to see fights, right? Did I think it was gonna be Lamont Roach? No. But I mean, you know, Tank always surprises us. Like he said he's gonna fight Garcia. People were upset about it when it was it was Hector Garcia, not Ryan at first, right? Like he just throws curveballs for whatever reason. And it's fun and it's different. But you know, at the end of the day, I think I want him to, you know, to fight better opposition. I'm not saying that the opposition that he has fought, you know, in the past with Frank Martin, and I'm not at all saying that Lamont Roach is a walkover. I don't think that you should ever just throw someone away and think, oh, well, it's going to be an easy fight. Let's be honest. The Isaac Cruz one, when everyone was saying like, hey, like this is going to be an easy fight, it became hard because there was an injury or whatever.
Adversity.
But Rachel,
and
I got a
listen,
question when you're done.
2024 has been one of those for the books that everyone's bingo cards are up, like all up in the air. Right?
Here are the upsets, right?
Hey, Rachel,
Hell yeah. Look at Tim
Rachel.
Zoo. Yeah.
Rachel, I got a question.
Yeah, true.
Okay, I get what you're saying, but what if these oppositions is not willing to get in the ring with him?
Yeah, because that was my next question. Like, how much of you with this promoter and this and that, like, how much of that is really playing a part in this?
I mean, I think that before, if you brought it back like 8 years ago, I think that would be a conversation. I think these promoters are more than willing now to start working with each other because of the fact that they're realizing, well, we could all just be taken over and Turkey can buy us all out and push us all out of the game and make the fights that they want. You know, I hated that side of the street crap. And I don't like it when it's always in house, and you know, people will point fingers and be like, PBC, you know, they kept all the fights in house. Like, bro, everybody did that. Matchroom did the same crap.
Yeah, I
So did
rock with
Top
her.
Rank.
I rock with her.
Yeah. So I think now is actually more of a better opportunity than it was 7 years ago.
Right.
See,
Okay.
my thing is
That's the
we don't
biggest,
keep the
like,
same energy, man. We don't
hold
keep the
on,
same
NHA,
energy
hold
we
on,
have
because
for.
hold on, that's the biggest, Rachel, that's the biggest, like, debates and things we've been having ever since this Tank fight was announced, was that, you know, well, why he ain't make this fight? Why he ain't make that fight? But, you know, it's like, oh, well, you know, Shakur went over the Matchroom and this and that and all of that. So what I'm trying to figure out is if, like, are they really being strategic with these type of things, or like what's really like the bottom to, you know, as close as we could get to it, or just using some critical thinking skills, what's really holding these fights up?
Well, let's be honest. Like, here's the thing when it comes to with you know, so Matchroom, Eddie, and take it all the way back to Brian Norman. A lot of the things that people don't understand is, first of all, as a fighter, you don't own yourself. You literally signed everything away. You signed the rights to your fights to the promoter. Once you do that, I mean, how are you can bark all you want, and the promoter is like, yeah, you're not going to fight him. And that's why I don't like calling fighters ducks, because of the fact that I know that the promoters literally have them by the balls. It's not as easy to get these fights done if the promoter's like, no. Look, Bob Arum said it about who was it? Was it Anderson recently?
Oh
That
yeah,
he
when he
said
was talking about that Beloki fight.
yeah, and he was like, I wouldn't have made that. That's, bad matchmaking and blah 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 blah. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, he got tested, but I mean, how long were you gonna try to keep babying him? No pun on his nickname or anything, but eventually he has to get tested. And you should test them little by little
I'm
and
gonna say, yeah,
get
that
them
was a
out
big
there.
jump though, Rach. That was a big jump. Let me get the super chat real quick. Shout out
Yep.
Akilo Neto with the $5 holla. He says, Allah tells Devin's brother when fighters are dirty, they should use Devin's brother instead of agencies. But
Let's
go
leave
ahead.
a law out of it, bro. But yeah,
Please do.
Rachel, you could leave that part
I'm
up to
sorry.
me. I'll say that Lomachenko ducked. He ducked Tank.
But isn't it different though when, like, let's say for instance, Tank has his own company, right? And Al Heyman is the advisor, so he has more control over what he does, or his team does, basically. At that point, what'd you say, Rachel?
You said
I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen his contract. So I always look at it like, this is why I give so much grace, right? I'm so not quick to be like, hey, like this fighter, like that, right? Because, for example, does Tank have his own TV deal, right? Underneath his own promotion. Drawn Boots Ennis, before the passing of Cameron Duncan, and I know when Cameron signed him, he was building him up. And when I saw Boots being on the PBC cards, I was like, oh, congratulations. Like, you signed him to PBC. It's like, no, he signed directly to Showtime. So that's kind of, I don't know what Tank has at this point, in addition to a promoter's license. This is the same thing that we were talking about Bud, when Bud was fighting Avernesian, when they said that he had his own promotion. It's like, listen, just because you're named Jigsaw Promotions does not mean you have a promoter's license.
it's an
So
LLC.
you can name it anything you want. It literally doesn't matter, but the licensing is what needs to be behind it. A lot of these newer promoters.
Not to cut you off, but is that why Bill them couldn't bid on Devin fight?
Yeah, because it's
Highly possible, yeah.
It's an LLC. He can't put no money up for his fights.
You have, in addition to, you
they
have
have
to
a fighter.
be,
They
you
have
have to
Alicia
be
Moonlight
registered
signed
with.
as a fighter.
Well, you have to be registered with the sanctioning body as a promoter, and you have to have paid your promoter dues. I would have to look up exactly how much the annual fees to be a promoter is. And it had to have been paid X amount of time before the purse bid came available to be able to play.
Right.
Wow. So it's
Absolutely.
a lot. And see, that's the thing. Like, I know we don't know everything about the business, but we try to implement what we do know and try to figure things out instead of being so emotional about it. But it just seems like nobody wants to take that stuff into consideration. Like, it's just like I could just call Rachel, be like, Rachel, you want to fight? All right, let's fight in 3 months. All right, boom, send the contract, sign it. We fighting. Like, it's so much more that goes into it than that. And
But
every time I talk to Rachel, or I hear somebody talking about the business, I learn something new. Like, I didn't know you had to have a license to be a promoter. So all of these people that's like, oh, he got his own promotion company, he is his own boss. Does he have a license to promote?
Like, for example, like when it came to when Devin went over to Australia to fight Kambosos, the promoter license that was on record wasn't Top Ranks. It was a local promoter that they had to, I guess if you call it renting, their promoter license to put the event together. Because I mean, come on, let's be honest, like none of these promoters have their license as a promoter in all 50 states.
Right. You're right.
Ooh,
Right,
that
exactly.
sounds like that might be a good business idea, depending on how much a promoter's license costs.
You have to do a lot of well, I mean, in Nevada and California, I know for sure they do a full background check with fingerprinting, in addition to the board of directors that you have listed. So you can't just like, hey, okay, I'm gonna do this guy and he's an investor and he has a rap sheet or something. And then you have to have X amount of money liquid in the bank. And I believe, like, I want to say 2 years to be safe of tax returns on all the members. And
Wow, are you serious?
Man,
oh
yes.
yeah,
Knowledge, bro. Hey,
promoter license is not easy. It's not a walk in the park, and they don't transfer. So it's not like I start one in Nevada and I'm like, oh hey, I want to go throw a card in New York. I can't just. It's not reciprocal.
Oh wow.
Hey,
All
so
right, let me catch this super chat. Shout out to Mr. Greg. He says, good to see Rachel in the chat offering good information. Shout out to Mr. Greg for helping support the channel with the $5 holla in the
Mr.
super chat.
Greg, I miss him. He's so much fun to talk to.
That is so interesting. Okay.
Rachel, that's
NHA
pretty.
Tube, you got something?
I want to ask Rachel a question.
Oh no,
real quick.
paid in full. Go ahead.
Hey, so Rachel, so that's like, okay, so when you mentioned the Boost Ennis thing, that's kind of pretty much what Lomachenko had with ESPN. He had a direct deal. Well, he was kind of signed to Top Rank in, but he had an exclusive deal with ESPN, correct?
I can't tell you if he has or not. I do know the management of Lomachenko. I'm going to see them actually at the WBO. They texted me already. They're coming, so I'll ask them. Because like I said, like most of the time, like
that fight, right?
Which fight? Which
No,
fight? The tank?
The tank fight.
They was able to fight after, because I think that ESPN deal had expired, so he was able to go to another platform and make that fight, which is why I think Tank reached out to him to try to make that fight.
But didn't he still stay on the Top Rank?
He still signed a Top Rank, correct?
Right, but he
That's
had
what I'm saying. The Top Rank got an exclusive deal with ESPN.
Right, so he can't fight on no other platform. Like, he can't go to Amazon Prime and fight.
He can now though. His deal with ESPN is up, I believe.
Is he still signed to Top Rank?
He's still signed
He's still signed Top Rank. He's still signed to ESPN.
I think they were trying to make a cross promotional thing.
I mean,
y'all know what? You know what? I just thought about that since y'all saying this. That's probably why the fight will happen with next year, because I've heard that after 2024, Top Rank not gonna be with ESPN no more.
But that narrative is kind of like weak, because Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury happened. We forgetting that?
Tyson Fury didn't fight on ESPN though.
He didn't fight on ESPN.
They didn't have to. They I'm pretty sure they came up with an agreement where the fight would take place. Just because one entity is
type of situation, that wasn't no cross promotional type of situation with the network.
With the networks.
Yeah, the thing is
Yeah.
that like it's highly dependent on like I said, there's so many things. Like, yeah, it does the promoter own you 100%? Did you sign an exclusive distribution deal before signing with the promoter, or does the promoter have the exclusive deal? Did you agree that you will only be fighting exclusively on a certain network? That all comes in, into play when it comes to that. But I mean, at the end of the day, if Arum wanted the fight to happen with Tank, he would just, present Lomachenko and say, all right, you guys want to do the fight? Well, all right, Loma, like, go ahead and go and negotiate. I take off 30% off the top.
And that's why I think this fight
Absolutely.
had to be made, because I think he was more so trying to cash out on the situation with Loma. I mean, because
Mhm.
he's not going to be in the sport much longer, so why not make a big payday?
My
Yeah.
thing is, this is the thing, when I bring up the hypocrisy when it comes to like fandom, like we don't give Canelo, and I'll preface this because I'm not a Canelo fan. I like him as a boxer, but I don't like the moves. I've always criticized, what I'm saying, how he maneuvered from 154 to 168 and how he went about it. And we gave him hell for it. We didn't give Canelo a pass when when he chose to go on that European diet tour instead of fighting Jamal, instead of fighting Boo Boo, instead of fighting, the tough fights. But yeah, we sitting here telling us, oh, the reason why Tank he ain't fighting these dudes is because so and so doesn't want to fight him. So and so's in that promotional company. So and so's in that promotion company. Yeah, that was the same case for all these other fighters that that we wanted Canelo to fight, but we still gave Canelo shit for it. Rightfully so. So I don't want to hear this shit about Tank can't get these fights because what else is there for him to fight? Who else is there for him to fight? He's got to
Okay, I'm
fight
gonna
this
ask you,
bum
who
or
was
this
it?
guy. That.
Okay. Since you said that, who was available for him to fight?
I don't care. Make
Yeah,
it
I
happen. Just
agree.
like
Why you saying that, man?
You sound
just like
stupid,
we
bro.
wanted for Canelo.
Like, you
I
sound
didn't
stupid.
care.
Can I get in
You
here
I,
for a
sound
Now
I,
you
second?
stupid
sound
I
though,
agree.
bro.
stupid. You sound like a hypocrite. Did you have that same
How
energy
I'm
for
sounding like a
Canelo?
hypocrite? Because I look at the
Do you
lay of the land.
But
How is that a hypocrite?
do you think
Can I
Canelo
say
judged
something? Can I?
Jamal Charlo?
Let me
Do you
ask you a
think Canelo
question.
judged Jamal Charlo?
NHA2,
This
listen.
was go ahead, my fault. Go
Hold
ahead.
on. Okay, so Payton Ford just asked you, who do you want him to fight? You said you don't care. Like, I'm under, like, people gonna have criticisms of whatever fighter gonna fight or whatever. The issue is not the criticisms. To me, the issue is, it's like just something every day. Now the PBC running out of money. Now the fight canceled. Now they can't afford to pay Tank whatever they supposed to pay him in his contract. Like, it just goes on. And then, just like I pointed out before his last fight, everybody was saying, oh, he ain't gonna fight Frank Martin. He ain't gonna fight a slick back black fighter. And as soon as he announced he was fighting Frank Martin, Frank Martin, the prospect, he ain't did that. And that's what I'm saying. It's like,
Yeah,
it's cool if that's your opinion and you just like, damn, I don't want to see this fighter. Tank ain't fighting nobody. But it's just the perpetual convincing other people that they should
Exactly.
feel the same exact way that you do. That
I'm
I'm
not,
like,
I'm
that's
not trying to
Yeah,
make
but
nobody feel.
Two Cent,
I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy.
2
We
Cent,
got
then
the
when you
same
ask them a
people as
question,
criticizing
but when you
Canelo
ask them a
that give
question though,
King a pass.
when
but
you
here's
ask them a question on who you wanted them to fight, they can never answer the question. They go to shit
but
I
like,
here
want him
I
to
don't give
fight
a fuck.
anybody
Like,
other than a 130 pounder.
so here's
how?
here's the
But
deal.
who was available for him to fight?
De Los Santos.
He's out with a shoulder injury.
No,
Next.
That's cat. That is
that's cap.
cat.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so
That's
why he's
cat.
not fighting on nobody else's cards then, bro?
Be-
I think he was supposed to
No,
fight.
from what I understand,
what are
he's
you
fighting
talking
on
about?
Tank cards.
He's fighting on Tank's
When?
card. Yeah.
Exactly.
But here's the
Who is
thing.
he fighting?
Exactly.
Who is he fighting on Tank's
How he
card?
got a shoulder
Yo,
injury if he's fighting on the card, bro?
So,
Who is
but
he
here's
fighting?
his manager and trainer already came out and said, we
Who
was
is he
waiting for them to
fighting? I'm
send us the
asking.
offers.
Who is he fighting?
the opponent hasn't been announced yet. But here's the thing, though, right?
So how the fuck did, man? What is y'all just saying shit? But then y'all
No,
don't know
it's
who he's
based on what
fighting.
Bro, his
team
trainer
said.
said it, bro. His
Yeah.
trainer said it.
So
His trainer
Exactly.
capping
His
now.
trainer said a lot of
hold on,
stuff. That don't make it true.
one mic.
so
Boxing
but
Hacker,
here's
go
Can I
ahead.
get in for a
yeah.
second?
Oh,
No,
go
hold
Can
ahead,
I
Big
get in for a
Dre. Go
second?
ahead, Big Dre. Go ahead, Big Dre.
Okay. So everybody's complaining about him fighting Lamont Roach, who last fight was at 130 pounds. Do you know that Lamont Roach has had more fights above 130 pounds than
Exactly.
Tank has? He has fought more times above 130 pounds than Tank has.
Exactly,
But
bro.
that doesn't change anything. He campaigns at
He's a
130.
130-pound
Okay,
champ.
Yeah, I mean,
hold
He a
on.
he'll fight heavyweight, but
champion.
he
Hold
campaign. Where's he
on,
campaigning at?
Rachel. Quick question. The weight dispute. If you could just give us a little insight. You have a fighter in Lamont Roach that's fought at 140. He's fought at 135. He's kind of like journeyed through each of his divisions, trying to find his place, I guess, possibly get a championship. Is him going from 130 to 135 fighting Tank, is that going to put him at the disadvantage people make it seem like?
Not if he's already been at the higher weight classes, no. And I don't believe like we're moving one weight class, so I don't think that's
Exactly,
that
bro.
much. But if you're and again, like I would have to look up Lamont's history to verify that he did fight at 140. But I mean, if you fought at 140, you know how it feels like to fight at 140. You just
Exactly.
eventually decided not to be up there, and you dropped down to 130. Now you're moving up to 135. But I do feel the same way as far as like
Hey,
Tank
Rachel.
goes. Like I don't think Tank is like he's not coming in a really big guy either, in the 135
Exactly.
division, and he's fought at 130. So it plays both ways, and I think that it's highly dependent on the individual themselves. I don't think that I can blanket it, and say like, oh well, 100% he's going to completely be like 100% disadvantage. We're not talking about 2-3 weight division gaps where he's never fought at that weight. He doesn't know how it feels like, and he hasn't been there. They've both been both ways.
And then also,
No Diddy.
So
Do I
you
have to
don't
say
think
that?
the criticism he's receiving right now is like necessary or warranted?
I don't like criticism of any fighter, honestly. Like, listen, like I hear what you're saying, 2 Cent. Like people go, oh well, this and that about a fighter, and then when it switches a fighter, you're like, oh, you're not gonna keep the same energy. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm 100% Team Donaire. Like that's the one fighter I'm the number one fan of. Besides
right,
that,
right.
I'm a fan of boxing, and the only time that I make my decision on fights is 3 things. Do I want to see it in person? Is that like the environment I want to be in because it's that electric? Do I want to see it at home by myself, pay for it, and still study the fight because I appreciate that the fight's happening? Or do I just want to surround myself with my friends over at either a bar that's showing it or at a friend's house and not really pay attention to it? But either way, I'm still watching the fight.
Right.
Definitely on
So
that.
And my thing
you
is
know how
this.
we get into the YouTube debate battles. So
And
sometimes
then
we want to
another
sprinkle
thing,
some
like,
facts in
So,
there so
but
we can dead some narratives and things. So we don't got to keep continuing to go back and forth, and we have some valuable inside information. So thank you for coming on the panel tonight. Really, really appreciate it.
but
sure.
here's the thing about that, right? So when it comes to the whole like Tank and Lamont Roach situation, I hear what everybody's saying, but at the same time, I think a lot of fans have been wanting Tank to fight like the top fighters of the division.
Again, if they're not
Wait,
available, how the fuck
let,
can
let
you
me
fight
let
them?
me let me land first. Hold on before you
Oh,
continue.
Let him
So
finish,
they've
Paige.
always Tank, like people have always clamored for him to fight the big names, for a long time, and I think that's where he gets like kickback from because a lot of people look at Tank as somebody who's supposed to be like, like you call him the supposed face of boxing, the person who can make the big fights, and they feel like he was sold more than like a Devin or Shakur, so we would expect him to always go for a big fight, and when you don't get that as a fight fan, you start to be like, damn, this guy, you think this guy's gonna fight a big fight, but he ends up fighting somebody you never expect, and then you continue to get that, like it's almost like when you look at AJ and Wilder, right? You always want AJ and Wilder to fight, but there's always a reason why they can't fight. Now imagine that for a fighter who like is looked to be this big name, but then he's never fighting the person you expect him to fight. Like we've been wanting to see him fight Lomachenko. It's not just now. We wanted to see him fight Lomachenko when they were saying Lomachenko was better than Muhammad Ali. I wanted to see it then. But those fights never happened. They never materialized, and that's where the criticism.
Why didn't they happen, Boxing Hacker?
Exactly.
So let's not even get, because like I said, we don't know all the logic that goes behind the business. But like
we do know.
But
Exactly.
the problem
We
is, right?
know.
Let me put this in perspective, right? Wilder and AJ, right? Wilder and AJ fight never happened, but we constantly saw Wilder push for the fight. You know, we constantly saw him. One time, Wilder took $50 million to the UK. You know, but we never saw, like, I understand, you know, there might have been like roadblocks in the way. It might have been like, but it would have been nice to even see this person who's supposed to be the big name push for those fights. If the other side doesn't make him, they'll be like, okay, it's the other side's fault. But if like if
So
the,
But
if
do
the
you
one
know
side's not
Tank
pushing
wasn't
for
as
it,
big
then
back
what are we
then
really
as he
saying?
is now? You are aware of that though, right?
You said what?
Tank wasn't as big back then as he is now.
Yes,
The
but
Tank's the face of boxing now, though.
he was a
again,
rising star
so,
just like Lomachenko at one point, right?
so when you send a person a contract and they pull out of a fight, is that your fault? Is it their fault?
I'm not just speaking about the Loma fight because that's the one
I'm
you're
not
referring
even.
to.
I'm going somewhere with that.
Yeah, no, I'm not just speaking about. I'm just speaking in general. Like he's been in the weight class
I'm
for
not
years.
saying you are, but
So
I'm going somewhere with it.
I
So
understand.
who are you expecting Devin Haney to fight next, Boxing Hacker? Just to switch gears real quick.
Okay,
Like,
so
what's your
for instance, we look
expectation?
at one thing about Devin Haney, which you know, I always like Devin
No,
Haney.
no, just answer. Listen. See, I
Okay,
have to do
He
this.
trying.
I
He
don't
trying.
know if this is
okay,
a
feel free.
man
What's your
thing
question?
or what, but
Go ahead.
for some reason, when I ask a man a question, they don't answer it.
Go
I
ahead. What's
don't
your question?
understand. Like, is that like just how the male brain work? Like, just
No, that's
He
not.
listen,
only got
No,
two
that's just
words
boxing
out
hacker.
though.
Go ahead, Keith. What's your
just
question? Answer it?
listen to the question, think
Yeah, go ahead.
about it, and then answer. I gotta do my boys the same way. I'm like, I don't understand what. So,
Okay.
damn, you made me forget my question. My question: what caliber of opponent do you expect to see Devin Haney in the ring with next? Just to switch gears.
Just to switch gears. So Devin Haney was, I mean, he went through a rough outing. Of course, he didn't take the loss, but he did go through a rough outing the last fight. You know, although he is still the, I think he's still the champion.
He didn't take a loss.
Huh?
Did you just say he didn't take a loss?
He didn't take a loss. No, he went through a rough outing. He didn't have a loss on his record.
Yeah, he lost, bro.
See,
He
Boxing
lost.
Hacker, you're not
If he
answering the
Can the
question.
man
Come on, Boxing
talk?
Hacker,
Let the
man.
man talk,
So
bro. Let the
would think
man
he should
talk.
take some kind because he went through a rough outing. I would think that he should take something like a semi 2-month first, just to see where he is, like physically and psychologically. You know, because when fighters go through such a rough fight, you know, it does sort of it can tend to change them a little bit. So it's good to know where you're at before you go into a very big fight next fight. Now, assuming if he won, I would expect him to go to another big fight. But because of how the fight, you know, turned out, I would expect him to, like, you know, take a touch that's a little bit light right now just to figure out where he is physically and mentally.
Okay.
Can I say
I
something?
think
I
Go ahead.
Go, Rachel.
I think that here's the funny part. There's certain words that you used and you expect. Here's the problem with it, and I've seen it time and time again. No matter how many times a boxer proves themselves to you, the one question they're asked in the ring once their hand is raised is, well, what about this guy? What about that guy? What about this guy? What about that guy? Listen, we're as fans, we're never gonna be satisfied. We're always wanting more. So it doesn't matter if you take over a whole division, because what are they going to say? Well, you should move up and fight the bigger guys. You know, there's always something that we want and we're expecting. And I feel like if we just enjoy the sport for what it is, instead of putting these expectations on these guys, I don't know. This is my own personal opinion. Just enjoy the sport, because they're never going to fight, but not never, but for them to fight the ones that we want in the order that we want, in in total of what everyone's opinion is and what we think they should be doing. I just think that it just takes away from appreciating what they give us in the ring.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. Thank you.
yeah. I look at it different than a lot of people. The fact that Tank just fought
Frank Martin, right? He fought Frank Martin.
Yeah, I was waiting for that clapping to go. I thought she was probably about to do something. But yeah, you know, since Tank fought Frank Martin, you know, that was a great fight to me because I thought, you know, I still think real highly of Frank Martin, you know, so I think that was a real good fight. And even though a lot of people wasn't asking for that fight, Tank surprised me by, you know, his team surprised me by choosing that fight. You know, even though in the long run, we found out that Frank Martin really wasn't ready. It was a little too early for him, maybe. But I think that's smart on Tank's part, you know, to on any champions, you know, to just get that guy that's coming up, you know, out of the way, get him early before he becomes a big problem, you know. I think it'll be smart for Tank to fight the number two guys, Kid Austin, right? If I'm not mistaken, he number 2 or number 3. He could have fought him, but I feel like since he fought Frank just now, then he don't have to go back to back. You know, he can fight whoever else he's about to fight because Lomachenko didn't take the fight. You know, something happened with Shakur. You know,
well, hold on, not to cut you off, but if Frank Martin wasn't ready, you think Kid Austin ready?
He's number 2.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't. People are looking. I mean, we're looking at it like Frank Martin probably wasn't ready, but I don't fault Tank for that. I think that was smart on Tank's part to take that fight, you know, and I think it'll be smart for him to take the Kid Austin fight too. Beat him early before he becomes a bigger problem, you know, before he get his experience and everything. I think that's smart.
Just like Rachel just said, but just like Rachel just said, Bob Arum will be willing to have to make that fight, right?
I'm not really speaking on, you know, can the fight be made and all of that. I'm just saying, you know, if he was to take that fight, but I'm not trying to pressure him to take that fight because he took the Frank Martin fight, you know, and I think that was a good enough fight for me. It satisfied my, you know, me wanting to see him fight somebody, you know, of a higher caliber. So, you know, he tried to fight. He put his best foot forward to try to fight Lomachenko and Shakur, you know, and those fights didn't come together, so he can fight Lamont Roach. You know what I'm saying?
Hey Rachel, let me ask you a question.
He also tried to fight Zepeda, and you know he also tried to fight Rayo. And
okay, hold on, Big Drake. Damn, I forgot what my question was gonna be.
I've been trying to get in for a while, but
go ahead, Big Drake.
But you know, there are a lot of y'all talked about Canelo a few minutes ago and how people are willing to fight Canelo. Canelo ain't knocking everybody out. Okay?
What the hell? What?
Canelo is beating people, but Canelo has been beaten. He ain't knocking everybody out.
He actually fights some competition. I hate Canelo.
Out. Okay? Everybody that's got in the ring with Tank, other than that guy.
Hello?
Yeah, he done zoomed out. All that capping.
Oh, okay. I thought it was me. I was like, did my internet
Big Drake?
What he's trying to say is Tank knock everybody out. Period.
Everybody that Tank has fought has been put to sleep.
Yeah.
With the exception of that guy he fought in his
But what's your point,
fight.
though, bro? So what?
What's the guy doing?
Let him finish his point.
Wilder was knocking
he
everybody
ain't that
out
boxing
too.
hacker finish.
Come on, y'all.
Fight Canelo. People are willing to fight. They're willing to get in the ring with Canelo. They have a chance against Canelo. We haven't found anybody that had a good chance against Tank.
But people
everybody's went to sleep.
No, but people went to fight Tank.
He ain't fight Shakur. He ain't fight Devin. He ain't fight Lomachenko.
All right, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let's get Blaze.
He ain't fight
Teofimo. Lomachenko ducked him though.
Blaze,
oh my God!
What's your 2 cents? What you got?
He
for the
ducked
show?
Lomachenko back 4 years ago.
Lomachenko ducked him.
What you got for the show,
We
Blaze?
ain't talking about 5 years ago. We talking about after he beat Frank Martin. Listen, the point
You
of the
talking about
matter
when
is
they're both in their prime.
PBC and Tank are trying to put together the biggest fights to make the most money. And
Yeah,
nobody want
I
to fight
respect
Tank
that.
right now. There's nobody that want to fight Tank right now. What are we talking about?
We can't say
You
that
can't
to be
name.
true, though.
You can't name. Who are they? I watch this shit every day. I keep up with boxing every day. There's not nobody.
Who they send a contract? Who they send an offer to besides Lomachenko? Who they send an offer to?
Fight. Shakur
You keep bringing back Lomachenko. Old ass Lomachenko. Who else?
Shakur is injured.
Who else they send an offer to?
A while ago, but Shakur been wanting that fight. It's not like
Name a
the fight was
boxer
going
that's
to happen
calling out
prior.
Tank. Nobody
Hey,
wants
Ray.
to fight
Oh, I remember
Tank.
my
Yeah,
question. Ray, let me ask you a question. How come?
I can answer the question on who they sent the contract to, because see, they
Hold
reached
on.
out to Shakur's team, and
Hold
Shakur's
on.
team
hey,
said
Dre,
Two
no.
Cents, Big
They
Dre,
reached
Two
out to
Cents was
they
He's
reached
going
talking,
out to
bro.
prior,
De La
y'all.
Santos'
Oh,
Go
team,
ahead, Two
Dre,
Cent.
log
and they
off.
moved
hold
Shakur
on, Big
against them.
Dre. I'm about to ask Rachel about the PBC running out of money now. Why do you think we constantly keep running into that rumor? Because now they're saying the fight's gonna be canceled and PBC don't have money.
That's been the same thing since 2012. Like that like whole thing is that rumor has never gone away. Um, you have to remember, like, I mean, like, okay, so I think what was it, a year or two ago when PBC lost Showtime, right? They were saying, "Oh, they're gone, they're gone, they're gone," and I'm like, I wish we had YouTube, or I wish we had more social media. When Top Rank lost HBO,
Right.
they're the best people in the game, or the best business people in the game, I should say, are always going to have a backup B plan. They're going to find their way, or they're going to sink. It is just business. It's not like it's just one promoter. Any of these promoters could go.
Right.
A couple months ago, Top Rank was trying to sell. Why are they trying to
I
get
would
out?
say
What
streaming is killing the sport. We can all stream it for free. The money's
I believe,
gone.
yeah.
It's just like
Well,
what happened with CDs and Napster and shit. Like
I mean,
everybody can stream it. Like I buy pay-per-views, and then I find myself streaming it to have another device for convenience. Because I support the boxers, but unfortunately, when we're looking at what the metrics is and the money in boxing, streaming kills it. You can get the fight for free. That's what I think.
agreed.
Why the money's not
Um,
there anymore. Like you can
I
literally get it for free.
I think the money's not there because of the lack of activity that these world champions are establishing. I think that a long time ago,
And so the
it
question
used to
is,
be,
Tank got
Hold
a
on,
six
hold on,
fight,
Blaze.
two and a
Hold
Hey,
half
on,
let's
million.
Blaze.
speak.
Oh, yep, I'll
Hold
stop.
on,
Go ahead.
Blaze. Blaze, hold on. Go ahead, Rachel.
so a while ago, about 10, 15 years ago, it used to be champions were fighting 3 times a year, at least 2 times a year. And now these champions don't want to come out from hiding except once a year. And the lack of visibility that we're trying to exchange for a $80 pay-per-view doesn't make sense to the general population. In addition to the fact that I don't feel like these boxing promoters, young or old, at this point has still figured out the metrics into how to get the normal regular fan that's watching TV to actually click on stuff, because I don't care how many times he runs up a damn hill or hits a bag. I've seen it all. Like, change the 24/7, bro. I'm tired of that shit. Find me something else. Get me something that connects to him. Tell me about how he grew up, how he's trying to help his community, his problems with his family, or the fact that he's doing this and he has a job. Show me something.
So
So I
you're
think
saying the marketing needs to change.
yes.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. And you know what? One thing I think that's also an issue. I thought that I feel like streaming services are just not as popular as like pay-per-view services. Like, you remember when it comes to like Showtime pay-per-view, right? Like, most people will have like fight parties. Older people know how to order pay-per-view. They didn't have to sign up for any extra service besides their cable to use pay-per-view.
Facts.
But now you have a streaming service where it's hard to throw fight parties, because first I need to be registered with the streaming service. I need to be paying month to month, and if you're not a diehard fan, let's say you're a casual fan versus a diehard fan, you may not want to pay month to month, which means that when a big fight does happen, you're not gonna, unless you have a friend or somebody, you're not gonna have avenue to even watch it. So I think that's also been a challenge for like boxing in general. Like, the emergence of streaming service over pay-per-view has been like sort of like an issue there, from what I see.
That's a good point. I mean, like DAZN, when they first came into the game, would they say, "Oh, we're not going to do pay-per-views," and here we are paying for subscription plus pay-per-views now.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with that now, we got a lot. Everybody got smart TVs now. Those streaming services are built into the TV programming now.
But
You got the zone and all of that on there.
But you know what the
Yeah,
problem
they're
is?
definitely gonna have to, all sports organizations. Let me read the super chat real quick though. It says, Gregory Quarterbaum says Rachel touched on this. Who finances the fights and what are the terms dictates what fight happens. When there is enough profit margin, we see them. But it's just gonna have to be a whole like revamping and doing things a little differently and giving the promoters and people time to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, some people felt like, Turkey was gonna come in and make these big great changes and do this and that. And he came in, he tried to do different types of marketing, like his trailers and creative trailers and all that stuff he put together, but I don't know, it's just gonna have to take some time, maybe pick up a younger audience.
I think what Turkey's doing is amazing, though. I thought what he did this year, like with all the rehire seasons and having like the concerts, like it made maybe
got feedback.
Somebody need to mute.
Yeah, somebody's echoing. I don't know if it took off like the way they wanted to, but I think it's at least in the right direction where they're trying to like get over some of the boundaries. Try to make these events more exciting. Try to have cross promotional things where it's no longer. You no longer have to. It's no longer so political. So more big fights are happening. So I think what Turkey doing is good. Like hopefully, like as time goes by, like it becomes bigger and bigger. But I think he's at least whether you like him or not, I think he's at least in the right direction with things.
It's cool though. Like I agree with you. But the way that he moved, like the stuff that he's doing, is not sustainable in boxing, though, bro. If you just keep throwing money and stuff away like that, and you lose the money.
Like, my God, that was the same thing. That's the same thing people were saying about PBC, like when they first came on. And I used to defend the PBC. I'm like, these fighters need to get paid. PBC was accused of throwing money. It was giving Danny Garcia like $5 million to fight a fucking Rod Salka, shit like that.
But this my thing though. If PBC was losing money like you think, why would any big time streaming service want to work with them? It don't make like that.
I can ask you the same thing. If you think Big Turkey is losing all his money for paying fighters above
that's why
their market value,
that's why they no longer put no fights in the United States. All the fights got to be in Saudi Arabia.
I don't care.
He came out and said that was a lie. That was cat, bro. Turkey came out and said that was cat.
Yeah, Turkey said he's still gonna do fights in the US. Yeah, and they have
exactly.
Yeah, like
that was the case. I don't care where they fight. We should care where who's fighting who, not where they're fighting.
So Bob Arum lied too, because he also
Bob Arum lies. Yeah. Bob Arum lies. Yeah, we know that.
Okay.
He lies. He's in the middle of lying. He said yesterday I was lying, today I'm telling the truth.
They're taking the money away.
He's not doing no more fights in America. That's false. He came out and debunked that.
Yeah, he debunked that. Yeah, he says.
Where is that? Where can we find that? Because I want to see that.
I don't know. Maybe
you research.
I forget where it was. But it came out though. If you Google search it, you'll find it.
No, you said you saw it, so I want to know where you got it from.
You probably just gonna have to look.
I mean, you want me to Google search it right now? You feel free. Look.
You can drop the link in the chat though, Boxing Hacker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's more so what I'm saying.
Okay, I'll look for it.
Appreciate it, bro.
But yeah, so I mean, ultimately, we want all these guys to win because if one of them loses, it's bad for boxing regardless. So if PBC loses, it's bad for boxing. If Turkey loses, it's bad for boxing. If the zone loses, it's bad for boxing. We would need all of them to keep winning because that perpetuates it makes the sport gets bigger. And at the end of the day, it's like I said, I think Turkey's doing a good thing because at the end of the day, it's competition. Even if you're a PBC fan, you want that kind of competition because it puts pressure on all the other companies to like, hey, this person is trying to do these cross promotional fights. He's having the big fights. How do we keep up? Do we try to do the same thing? Do we have to unify with him? So like, it's the more people, the more like competition there is, the better I think we're gonna be anyway.
Yeah, competition is healthy. Monopolizing is not.
So what did y'all think about? And this is probably gonna be the last thing we talk about because I've been on here for about 2 hours. What did y'all think about Oscar's clapback Thursday?
What was he complaining about this time? I didn't see it.
Man, he lying. Shit, he lying.
I mean, for Pate to say that means he was talking about the PBC or Tank.
Yeah, he basically saying that he built up the PBC fighters into what they are now, but that's a lie. Because if that's the case, what other star do you got outside of Ryan Garcia?
So do
Why
y'all, do
you
y'all,
haven't
do
Well,
y'all
named no
believe?
more
okay, wait,
stars?
wait, wait.
Do y'all,
So
hold
his
on.
item
Do
of
y'all believe
contention,
what?
though,
Hold on, NHA. Go ahead, Rachel.
Go ahead.
his item of contention is basically during the time that he was rehabbing, the contract of the fighters that were supposed to be renewed, and he wasn't giving their approval to renew it, ran out. And that what's his name? That Al
Tricky
Heyman
Dick.
took them during, like, you can't take anybody if your contract ran out.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's Oscar's, like, no one, Oscar couldn't sue any of these fighters. Like, listen, if he has an ironclad thing, like, hey, on this date, until this date, you're with me, and then there is no, which I've seen in some contracts where even if your date expires, there's an exclusive negotiation period before you can go out, and then there's another one where
Right.
it's for 6 months they get the right to match any offer that you get, right? But apparently that wasn't in these fighters contracts. So if the contract just ran out and they're like, oh look, I'm a free agent, where can I go? I'm gonna go this way. Like, you can't get mad at that because your team, your company allowed it to go, and that includes his own lawyers, because his
Right.
lawyers should be telling you, hey, you have a deadline coming up, and if you ignored it, or if you were in rehab and didn't assign your power of attorney to someone who is willing to look over that for you, then it's no one else's fault but your own.
So Rachel,
Wow.
in other words, Rachel, Oscar really mad at the wrong person. You should be mad at himself.
Yeah,
Right.
100%.
Exactly. That's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought when 2 Cent brought it up. Like, bro, that, like, you mad at Al Heyman because he took your fighters, but if they were actually under contract, there's no way he could have actually took your fighters. So are you mad because they left you and didn't want to be with you no more? Or they didn't like how they were being promoted?
I think he's more. He
I
probably
honestly
he
think
should be
these
more.
fighters were, I think they were scared. Honestly, like, if I'm seeing my promoter the company named after this guy, and he's acting, not professional, getting caught up with TMZ stuff and not acting appropriate, I'm starting to question if this guy's looking at me right now, or if he's looking at himself. Like, does he have my best interest if he's like this right now?
Yeah, he's wilding out, right?
Yeah,
Oscar,
like,
That makes sense.
it was
What's
how
funny
you
is
said
that
about the fight,
when
about
Oscar was talking about
Oh,
Devin
hold on,
Haney
Mr.
and
Greg.
Ryan,
I can't hear you, Mr. Greg. Say
I'm
something.
sorry.
okay,
I didn't mean to interrupt. But I was
We
gonna
can
say
we can barely hear you, Mr. Greg. Can y'all hear Mr.
y'all
Greg?
can't hear me?
I can hear him.
Oh, okay. No, what I was just gonna say, Oscar does bear all the responsibility, in my opinion, for what happened. Oscar, when he started Golden Boy, turned it over really to Richard Schaefer and his other officers who actually were running the show for Oscar. So as things progressed, Oscar kind of was, as you know, he was doing his partying and drugging and all the other kind of stupid things, and he wasn't paying attention to how his business was operating. So of course, when those contracts, as Rachel just said, when those contracts started running out, Oscar had no clue how the contracts even read. But he just, in my opinion, he didn't run his business well, and he didn't understand how his business was set up. So when the contracts ran out, you got somebody like Al Heyman who was starting something new, which is why so many fighters went over to them, because it was great to see all of these fighters, regardless of whether you think they were overpaid or not. It was great to see fighters in this generation getting really paid well, because previously fighters, only a handful of fighters from different generations were making any money. Now you see saw a lot more making money than you saw before. And I think that was great. Oscar could have done something like that if he was that far thinking, but his mind was not in the game that he should have been. And Al got the financing, did what he did, and everybody went over to Al when he got started. Now Oscar's now feeling the I guess the lost that because he's only had, who did he have? Canelo, and then Canelo was gone too, and then Ryan, and he's not really using Ryan like he should, or Ryan isn't doing what he thought would be happening. So Oscar's now claiming this happened because he was betrayed and Al took his fighters. No, you didn't do enough to keep your fighters with you. Fighters like to get money too. They like to be paid too. And there's somebody that came along who was going to pay them, and you didn't have them under contract. Your contract ran out. And what Oscar should have said was, in my opinion, he should have said he wasn't paying attention. I will learn. I will do better. But Oscar wanted to sell Golden Boy at one time, I believe, and he was trying to get in position to sell it. But you can't sell your company if you don't have any assets, and all the assets were already gone. So why he's doing it now, I suspect, is because he's feeling the loss a lot more today than he did when it was first happening. So that's all I wanted to say about what Oscar is doing. I guess he just feels he gotta vent some kind of way, and this is what he's doing. But he didn't build these fighters. These fighters were there, they had talent. He could have done more with them, but he didn't. Al Heyman did. I mean, Al almost took over boxing. You know, he made a few mistakes with having too many platforms to try to put them all on because he had so many fighters. But I liked what his intent was. And you know, you just gotta look at that. So now everybody wanted Al Heyman to be gone 12 years. He's still here. The boxing community, the technology and everything else has changed very rapidly. We've gone from having the two big guys, Showtime and HBO, to now we have streaming platforms. And even that has to be reconfigured because streaming has not just affected boxing, it's affected all of television. Everybody got a streaming service now.
Everything.
Yeah. So you got to keep up. That's basically what it is. And technology is moving faster than even the marketing of particular sport. And boxing is now more of a niche sport than it was maybe 20 years ago. There's so many sports you can see now, and boxing is just one of them. It's not as big as it used to be. You don't have as many compelling fighters like, say, a Mike Tyson or somebody like that. You got Tank, and Tank is great. I think Wilder could have been that, but it didn't happen that way. You got, and Canelo was built up into a star, but two stars do not carry a whole sport. They can do well for it, but they can't carry the whole sport. And you know, we're looking at something now. I mean, we're on here on YouTube right now, and we're on this platform. We're talking about the fights, and I think we're doing more talking than we actually are seeing fights. You got a number of boxing platforms out here, and they're on almost every day. But how often are we seeing, you know, really the fights we want to see? But as I said, if there's enough money for any of these fights we want to see, and the terms are correct, where everybody is happy, those fights happen. They take a lot longer now, unfortunately. But that's the game that we're in right now, and we're just
Somebody got feedback.
Somebody need to mute. Somebody
I
need
think
to
it's
mute.
Blaze. Blaze, you got a feedback on yours. You know, you know what I want to back up Greg on this. What's funny is that, like, you know, everyone was so mad. You know, Oscar and Top Rank tried to come after PBC for in a lawsuit, and it didn't go anywhere. And they were saying that, well, he's overpaying fighters, blah 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 blah. You know, Eddie Hearn did the same damn thing, right? And he's continuously doing the same damn thing. There's a reason why Shakur moved. He paid more money. But I don't know why we pick on PBC and we're like, oh, it's only PBC. No, that's the name of the game. Is once the fighter's contract's up, if you can beat the amount that they're getting paid now, they'll move.
That's what you're supposed to do.
See, now they blaming Turkey though for the same exact thing. Turkey's overpaying these fighters, paying these fighters what they're not worth. It's like we're doing the same thing we were criticizing, you know what I'm saying, the PBC for. Some people criticizing the PBC of doing. At the end of the day, if a fighter can get a certain amount of money, gonna get a contract for this entity or that entity, I'm all for it. because it's what you and your team could negotiate. If you were able to negotiate that contract and they able to pay you, all good for it.
Hold
I'm
on,
not gonna
shout out.
criticize.
Hold on, let me get the super chat. Shout out to J Bean Boxing and Betting for the $2 in the super chat. He says it's enough good fighters to put on a card every week.
Yeah, but I would say about that is that if you combine streaming and then with the range of information in which boxers and everybody can kind of get an idea of the sport, because like back in the day, boxers used to get robbed. They'll get enticed with fame and all that, and these promoters would be able to not be transparent with them about the finances. So you got these fighters now, they can hear us talk about finances and question what type of money they're getting in compensation and what their value is. But then on the other end now is the money what is happening with free streaming with the revenue for this boxing. So I think now the business is getting in the way of us seeing fights. And I'm pro both. I respect the business part because I want boxers to make all their money. I want them to get their value. I don't want nobody to get exploited. So if the business isn't right for these boxers to risk their life for us, then I respect them, trying to figure out what's in their best interest. But at the same time, that's the reality of what we're dealing with right now, is that how do you balance these individuals and these promoters and all these companies trying to figure out how to put bouts on and get a return on their investment? And that's what we're dealing with right now. The streaming and all of this is way ahead. They're trying to keep up. They're trying to figure it out. They're trying to regroup. I don't know enough about the business with these promoters of what we're all seeing, but everything we're all seeing is that we're talking about all promoters, everybody's losing money, right? And so they have to make an adjustment as to put on fights, put on venues, and make some money. And so I think we're just witnessing a flashpoint, like an inflection point with the sport and the business of boxing. And like I
I
said,
mean,
until
I
we can
think
get some type of quantification,
that's literally going on with all sports right now. It's not just boxing.
exactly.
Yeah,
But
I,
it's going to be
I
even
don't
more. It's going to
necessarily
affect boxing
agree.
even more because it's less of a. It's not as big of a sport as other sports. It's a
What
smaller
part you
sport.
don't agree with, Rachel?
I don't agree that these promoters are losing money. Have you seen the lifestyles they lead?
Oh yeah, I don't know why he said that.
I've seen a whole lot of people live lifestyles like that
They're
and then go
smiling every
broke.
day, guys.
I see a whole
No,
lot of
Look,
people
top
look
look
like
like
rank.
they're
they're
just
No,
smiling every day.
top rank. Like, trust me that. I mean, top rank went from when we signed with them in 2008. Middle of our signing, they moved over to this huge freaking facility, their own building instead of just renting an office, and like floor to ceiling windows. Like, it's absolutely gorgeous. Don't get me wrong, but like Bob Arum is nowhere near sleeping on the floor.
Hey,
You
Bob
know,
Rachel.
Arum is 90 and been for
Hey,
years.
Rachel.
Bob
He's
Arum
about
got probably
200 years
80s
old.
money
He's still
still.
living good, man.
Rachel.
no,
Like
but the
Bob
thing
Arum
is,
been
wait,
eating
let me.
for decades.
Yeah, but the thing is, all of these guys, like, business is a profit and loss, and it's forever flowing and moving. You might lose on a card, and then that investment, turning it around, and then all of a sudden, for example, when Bud wasn't making the 5 million, right, at the very beginning when they first signed him, eventually they're still moving, and or even if we talk about Teofimo, because I remember when he first signed with Top Rank. And they signed him for pennies, and then they've been using him. And from what I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, that he hasn't walked away with $1 million purse yet on one fight. That
That's what he said.
baffles
Yeah,
me.
But Rachel,
yeah.
I'm
I'm
talking about the industry right now. Industries disappear. What I'm concerned with the streaming now is the industry of boxing just might disappear. Like that's what
mhm.
I'm
Hold on,
concerned with.
y'all. Hold on. Let me get this cash app. Shout out to Marshawn West for the $10 in the cash app. Thank you for your support to the channel. Marshawn says, "Keep cooking, sis." Thank you. I appreciate it. But go ahead,
Hey,
Jay.
Rachel.
Hi, Greg.
Yeah. I wanted to ask, I think this is good. I think this is other promoters. Don't they own their libraries?
Yes, they own the Masters.
And that's where the money is now coming for them as well. Because if you look on your paper, and I said this before, if you look on your pay-per-view, depending on what system you're on, and you see the fights that I'm sorry, not pay-per-view, on demand, and you see the fights that are there that you can get for $2.99 or whatever, that's there forever.
Mhm.
That's the revenue that these promoters are like. I know Don King has a library still. It's probably very old. He probably might have even sold it. But I know Top Rank has a huge library. The Zone probably has one. I'm not sure what Oscar is doing, but that's one of the other ways where promoters are making money, because after the fight is done and after everybody's got their split, unless it's in your contracts and somehow that you keep getting, just like a record deal, you keep getting residuals when those old fights are replayed, not just here, but worldwide. That's
Correct.
revenue again that promoters are getting. So no, boxing is not going to necessarily disappear. I think the promoters are, they may sell, like Oscar was trying to sell Golden Boy. The promoters will make money. It's the fighters that I'm more concerned about being able to continually making money or make good money that they can retire and not end up, needing a job, needing to have a job to survive. And that's
But
one.
we've never seen boxers thrive, bro. We always see boxers get beat.
No,
There's a
I'm
select few
saying
that cross
Al
over.
Heyman changed that a little bit because boxers started getting a lot of money very early in their career than they ever had in previous generations. So I like what he did, even though people
But it's
said he was
exceptional.
overpaying them.
It's exceptional, though. It's PBC, but it's a whole lot of boxers. Like, we focus on the boxers that they got the most fame, they got high profile. There's boxers all over the world that are professional. Like, it's a select percentage that are high profile.
But
Most
there are
of
a
them
lot
get beat.
more now. That's what I'm saying.
There's
I get
professional.
I get what you're saying. I don't disagree that there's still fighters who are struggling, but there were a lot more fighters getting money who weren't necessarily high profile. Some of
Yeah,
them were
no,
just
I agree.
yeah. So that was one of the good things that PBC did. That's why so many fighters went over there at one time, because he was actually paying them. I mean, there's all kinds of
And so what I'm thinking about now, Greg, is, like I said, I think the streaming messed up their business model. I think when
everybody's
he was
messed up a
paying
little
fighters,
bit.
yeah, I know, but I think it's an extreme though, where
Yeah.
PBC had a model that was working and streaming done killed it because the
Yeah, you
money's
got to
not there to give
regroup.
to the fighters anymore. They're not breaking bread like that no more.
You got
You're
to
not getting.
change the business model. That's all it
Hey,
is. Things
when was
moving
the
fast.
last? They said Ryan and Tank did over 1 million pay-per-views, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the last time. That's the last time we might ever see that again. Like, literally, because of streaming. Like,
Yeah.
being successful might be 250,000, 300. Like, it's literally free, bro. Like, they'll drop it in the chat right now. Everybody knows where to get the
I
fight for
mean,
free, bro.
technology is gonna change it. It's gonna change a lot of industries,
Just
and
gotta
That's
that's
what
why
I'm
I
saying.
tell y'all
So,
what to
2
do.
Cent, though, that's the question. And how do they pivot to keep their money? Like, we're like they always pivot. Like, I'm hoping. I'm not in the industry, so my bread and butter is not figuring out how do we profit from boxing, but they have to figure it out. And the old problem with boxing and with other sports, when we're talking about leagues and all that, is that they're closed. There's collective bargaining agreements. They're all working together to make sure they get the revenue. When boxing, it's a wasteland. And in this age, right? If I was boxing or had boxing and all that in this age, I would want to put a team to be my own promotion so I can get all of my money.
That
And
might
that's
be
what
what
that's
happened.
what you're dealing with. But the machine helps you if you can get the promo to generate the streams. So it's like, on the one end you want to go solo, right? But on the other end you want to be with a PBC, a Top Rank, somebody that got a TV contract for you to get famous and then maybe go solo. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's difficult, the barrier to entry for you to actually make profit in the business boxing, because it's the wild, wild west. Everything's decentralized. So everything's decentralized in combination with streaming, killing you being able to lock in some revenue. That's why I say boxing it's unique. And then, like you said, we're talking right now in the sport. We keep the sport alive. We love the sport, and it's just a phenomenon in which we'll talk boxing all day because we love it until the next fights come up or the fights we want to watch. Like, there's a lot of fights that happen every week. We only focus on the high-profile ones that we want to talk about. There's boxing all the time, but we got some certain names that we talk to. We're blue in the face between their fights, and I think that's the problem that we got right now.
I wish for the days of Tuesday night fights would come back. It's all because I think somebody just sent a post that there used to be fights every week, and there were.
They will come back, but it'll be on us on the app though.
All right, y'all. I've been on here for
We'll
about
be on
two
Channel
and a
5.
half hours. We're gonna go around and let everybody get their last 2 cents off. I appreciate everybody for coming up here on the panel tonight. We had an excellent conversation, great conversation. Boxing Hacker, what's your last 2 cents for the show?
My last 2 cents is this: at the end of the day, I know we all have differences of opinion, but we all want boxing to win. I mean, so when it comes to like all these promoters and everybody, even if it's not your favorite fighter, you gotta support, because at the end of the day, it just can't be one person winning. It can't be one promotional company winning. It's gotta be everybody. Especially in the day and age of streaming services. Streaming services is the future, but it may have came early, and that might be what we're facing today. Is just like a good idea that came very early, and now everybody's trying to catch up. So us fans have to be the one to push it forward. So that's my 2 cents on that.
All right. Thank you for joining me. Come back Sunday, 5 p.m. NHA, what's your last 2 cents for the show? What you got?
A couple of things. I don't care for none of the promotional companies as long as I get good fights. I don't care if it's in Saudi Arabia, Asia, Mongolia, or whatnot. If I don't intend on going to the fight, I don't care where the fight's on. Now, if I do want to watch the fight, yeah, I'm gonna feel a certain type of way about it. The other thing I want to point out, what some of the Tank fans are doing right now is exactly what some of the Canelo stands was doing and been doing for the past 10 or 15 years. It's giving him a pass for every damn cherry pick, every damn bum. I'm gonna take that back. I don't like call fighters bum. Every cherry pick, every fight that he fights that we don't want. But we cool with letting him get that pass. And that's gonna keep him from fighting the fights we don't want him to fight. That's all I gotta say. Salute to everybody on the panel. Salute to you, Queen.
Thank you for joining me today. Blaze,
Hey,
P for
Jason.
P. Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna go. I always love coming up to your panel with all the fun, the respect, and the conversations and how it flows. So thank you again for anyone that I was conversing with on the panel. Greg, I miss you. You know that. If anyone, and especially 2 Cent, I'm here at the WBO. So if anyone has questions, particularly pertaining to the organization, let me know before next Monday. And I'll be in front of everyone there. Or any of the managers or fighters or promoters that'll be attending. And I'll get the answers for you guys. Otherwise, great show, 2 Cent. I know I don't always catch you live, but you always do a great job in handling all the conversations and moving the flow forward. So until next time, guys, peace, love, and happiness, and God bless.
Thank you. All right, Blaze, P for P, what you got?
Oh, peace, 2 Cent. Appreciate you having me on the platform. I appreciate, your forum. You got the energy in which everybody can, healthily debate and, share their opinions and all that stuff like that. Basically, all I want to say is this, shout out to, I really just want to respond about Tank, whether Tank fans and all that. I'm a Tank fan. I don't know about no Stan and all that. There's a lot of boxers I like Bud as well. But I would just say this, it's like who's the most entertaining and electrifying boxer in the sport right now as far as how he handles his business when he get in the ring. It's unfortunate that we can speculate why people why these fights ain't being set up. But what I can imagine is that, like what we seen with Loma decide not to fight him, Shakur getting injured, ultimately he's trying to stay active with the Roach fight coming up. I will be watching the fight. I will be paying for the fight. And in the meantime, between time, I'll be checking for Catterall and Regis as well, and just other fighting and playing Undisputed. And so shout out 2 Cent to your platform. I wish you well. And I wish you much success. And I wish you to get to 2K followers more sooner than later. And peace.
I appreciate it. Yes, y'all hear that. If you're listening to the replay or you in the chat and you haven't already, be sure to punch that like and subscribe button. And if you're listening to the replay, let me know and drop it below your 2 cents about the conversation. Mr. Greg, close us out. What is your final 2 cents for the show?
Wonderful conversation. Love the energy. Love the back and forth. I listen more than I just enjoy listening to everybody. Sometimes go to argue, and I just love it. We didn't talk much about the fact that there's a fight card this weekend. Is it Regent Prograde fight this weekend on the Zone?
Catterall, is that this weekend?
I thought it was this weekend. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, forgive me for that. But I love the conversation. This was great to have. I'm hoping for you to get to the 5 and 10,000 and more subscribers as well, sis. You've done a lot of work. You've done it well, and you have a lot of respect out here. And as you say, in these YouTube streets. So that's a wonderful thing. But as we were just saying, the future is already here. Streaming is the thing now. And now we have to, as far as what you all have to do, because you all have the platforms, is keep the sport alive. Because this is what's keeping the sport alive. It's these platforms like you have. It's not television. It's not radio. It's what you all are doing. That's why everybody's trying to go to social media who's a fighter to keep their name out there. And y'all are doing it for them as well. So keep doing that kind of work. Keep having these great conversations with these different perspectives. And we should see you grow. I can't say the word right, so we'll just see you get bigger.
Exponentially.
Yes, exponentially.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Greg. Thank you for your words of encouragement, and thank you for coming up.
All right.
Well, it's time for me to eat. I'm starving. Thank everybody for coming on here tonight. Everybody that was on the panel. Shout out to NHA2 for the $5 super chat. NHA2 says keep grinding. Thank you, NHA, for your words of encouragement. Thank you for coming on the panel tonight. Listen, I appreciate everybody that came through in the super chat. NHA2, J Bean Boxing, Mr. Greg, Akilo Netter, Fight Game, Slogan One, Boxing Hacker, all things. Thank you very much for coming through tonight, supporting the channel. Definitely means a lot to me. Listen, great conversation tonight. You guys know it. I'll be back Sunday, 5 to 7 p.m. Make sure you meet me back on the live, 5 to 7. I'm Jay, and stay tuned for my 2 cents in the next live.